This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, and welcome into yet another World Juniors live stream here on the channel. We haven't been live since New Year's Eve, of course, catching Canada doing what Canada did against Finland, and now suddenly the next game we end up streaming is Finland versus Sweden, a quarterfinal matchup that's going to be very important for us as Edmonton Oilers fans. Why? Why is it important for us as Oilers fans? Well, let me tell you, a certain Philip Broberg appears to be back in the lineup this evening. No matter how hurt he is, the guy is showing some heart. I'm scared by it, but it is great to see the heart out of Philip Broberg in this tournament, leading Team Sweden to hopefully an appearance in the finals against Team Canada. That would be great. As welcome aboard, everybody. Sam, welcome in. Josh, glad to have you along this evening. Josh will be taking care of things on the stream end as well in the background, so just keep that in mind. And ladies and gentlemen, we currently find ourselves a total of about 50 minutes away from puck drop here this evening. It'll be a great game this afternoon, pardon me. Whew. Maybe this evening if you're in Sweden and Finland, might I add. This evening if you're in Sweden and Finland, as that are the two teams we are covering this evening. And of course we are still also on very what would you say, very anxious watch to see if the Oilers release their training camp roster at some point. And we've kind of had some interesting notes today on how things are working for the Oilers in the training camp roster, based on the fact that there may very well be some background movement we're not 100% sure on. And that background movement, what am I talking about? Potentially an injury to start camp, potentially maybe waiting to see if Philip Broberg is going to be ready to go through training camp for the squad this training camp instead of going back to Europe. I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities, and who really knows what's going on. But today, some answers maybe as we get Philip Broberg back in the lineup for Sweden, who's just absolutely been hurting out there for Sweden. It's been tough watching him the past couple of games, so I guess we'll find out how he does this evening. Jeff, welcome in. And again, guys, welcome in from Alberta, southern Alberta, enemy territory for the Edmonton Oilers. I am Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. I'm glad to have you along for, again, what's going to be a crazy day of World Juniors coverage here on the channel today. And well, we're hoping we're going to have a very good one, that is for sure, Budsy. Thank you. And you'll see me look down at my phone a little bit more to begin the stream than you normally would throughout the rest of the stream, just simply because people are sending those text messages trying to reach me before we get to certain things in the live stream, right? When we get to the hockey game at 1:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, about 45 minutes from now. Finland versus Sweden. What you need to know, and we'll cover it right now, Anton Lundell, the goal scoring leader for the Finns. Topi Niemela with, well, he's got 7 points. Noel Gunler has the points lead and the goal lead for Sweden. Santi Hataka is leading the ice time for Finland at 20:28, and Tobias Bjornfoot 19:16 leading the time on ice for Sweden. Alright, so that's what you need to know about that department. How about we get to this department? Shut up with the scoreboard, Tyson. Let's get to it, shall we? The lineup for Team Sweden this evening: Alexander Holtz, Niederbach, Lucas Raymond on the top line, Gunler, Kosmer, Holmstrom on the second line. You've got Heinemann, Sundvik. You've got Soderblom on the third line, Vist, Bersalius, and Nybeck as your fourth line. Olesen in there as the 13th forward. But what matters to us right here as Oilers fans, let me see if I can key it up. Right here, you see this line right here, this one. Bang, that one? Yeah, that one. Bjornfoot and Broberg, your top pairing once again this evening. It is good to see Broberg back in the lineup for Team Sweden, who will need him to be at the top of his game. And ladies and gentlemen, for those of you wondering if I will be able to show the game, I absolutely cannot show you the game due to copyright restrictions. So that, again, I understand where everybody's coming from, but unfortunately, I've got way too good of a thing here going on covering the Edmonton Oilers to risk a copyright infraction. So we will sit here and just talk about the game, and I'll give you kind of the details as to where you can watch the game. You can watch on TSN, or you can watch on tsn.ca. It's $8.40 for a day pass, or you can spend like $21 to watch the rest of the tournament for the month, and then watch some college football playoffs as well if you're into college football. So, right, virus-free, $20 is $20. I know I'm asking a lot. It's tough though, so end of the day, you know what? I will be glad if you want to stay around and help me out. Anyway, Jeff, what was or is Broberg's injury? Josh coming up with the important information. Simply put, that it is a foot injury, or I honestly at this point, here's the scary part. It might be a foot injury, but it could be up the leg for Broberg at this point into kind of the core muscles, as he's taken some big hits, taken some awkward falls, and you just never know how that's going to translate as the tournament wears on with a pre-existing injury. That's for sure, that he suffered in training for this tournament. And Garage, Bjornfoot means barefoot in Swedish. There you go. So you've got Ethan Bear of the Edmonton Oilers, and you got Barefoot Bjornfoot there for, yeah, I think he's drafted to the LA Kings, isn't he? I think he's with LA, if I'm not mistaken. So Skellefteå, they just finished their game. That's Broberg's home club in Sweden, so it's nice to see them finish up the game. I think they actually won, which is not so good for, what do you call it, Broberg, who's been away, and Skellefteå was losing a couple of games while he was last there. But they'll battle through and get the job done, I'm sure, and we'll find out if Sweden can do the same with an injured Philip Broberg in the lineup this evening. So right now, currently, about just under 45 minutes away from the broadcast going live to Edmonton for what's going to be a good game this evening, afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from, between Sweden and Finland. Finland finished second in Group A with 1 regulation loss and 3 wins. Sweden was third in Group B with 2 wins. Yes, 2 wins. 1 regulation loss and 1 overtime loss, that is for sure. As here we go. Let's get to it here, as we got to see kind of what's going on. There's not much going on in terms of Oilers news this morning. There is news on, of course, the training camp roster, but unfortunately the problem being is it's not official from the Oilers quite yet, so we don't have anything to quite work on. And the problem is, if Sweden loses, I believe they are done. If Sweden loses this game, they are done, because it is only the quarterfinals. There is no bronze medal matchup to move on to because it is not the semis. So that is a problem for both teams, right? Finland, a good team in this tournament historically. Sweden, a good team in this tournament historically. It'll be interesting to see which one battles through and gets into the semifinal game, which guarantees a chance to play for some color of a medal, that is for sure. So that's what we're looking forward to this afternoon, is Philip Broberg has a chance to do that here for the Oilers, is get into the medal round, guaranteed medal game, I guess you could say, by getting into the next round. So what I gotta see is trying to see if I can find anything going on here on the YouTube side of things, and not too much. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, just making sure everything is taken care of here beforehand. We don't want to sit here and try and take care of things late in the stream right before the game starts, and then I can't get things going. So I'm just making sure we've got everything taken care of. Hugo Olnfelt will start for the Swedish club, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check my lineup. Yeah, it'll be Olnefelt starting over top of Wallstedt. Olnefelt had a rough game against USA, but poised for a bounce back, and I'm sure he'll get it. You'd at least expect that, right? And hope Lundell doesn't walk Broberg well. The interesting part here is, can Broberg even walk? That's the bigger question, Pim, and we'll find out as we go along in this game. That's going to be the tough thing for everybody involved tonight, is making sure Philip Broberg stays as healthy as possible for as long as possible, or we could have ourselves quite an issue, that is for sure. So we've got John with Hot Take Hockey, getting ready for the live stream over there on his channel as well. It's going to be a big afternoon of hockey all across YouTube this evening, and whether you're watching the game, whether you're watching anything, any other streams like mine, it'll be interesting. That said, what I want to tell you right now, we're waiting on this pregame to get started. So yesterday I was posting a whole crap ton of videos. So what I want you to do right now is, if you have some time, go to the chat, click on the link I just posted in the chat to check out my 5 keys to the Oilers having a shot at the Stanley Cup this season. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens there as well. And Devin, what do I think the Oilers' chances of having Broberg make the lineup this year are? Pretty slim to none. Weird part is the Oilers have not announced their training camp roster, and we are legitimately 1 day away from camp opening. Less than 24 hours away from camp opening, and we do not have a camp roster yet. Is that a concern? Well, that may point to something like an injury. That may point to another PTO. That may point to Philip Broberg joining camp for the heck of it. Who really knows? And that's going to be fun. As the roster released by Jason Gregor on Oilers Nation, the piece he's pieced together based on the NHL.com roster for the Oilers currently, as well as, well, I don't know, just so happens as well possibly a couple of text messages he's gotten he alludes to. The interesting part there is the Oilers are going one man short of the max at camp. Now, it's short of forward technically, based on the math we had before, but for the Oilers, does that mean maybe that one man short is technically somebody already in Edmonton playing within the World Juniors bubble? Ooh, I don't know. Philip Broberg? Quite possibly. I would say there's something potentially happening there. So that's where we got to be careful and watch as well. So 3:02, good to go. Bing, bang, boom. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody tuning in the live stream here nice and early. I was sitting here, I thought, you know what, I better fire up early. I better get going because I can't sit here and do nothing. As Pimp, Jimmy Howard, anyone that thinks Jimmy Howard is an answer for the Oilers, you clearly underestimate how good of a goalie Mike Smith is. And if you think Jimmy Howard would help us, I'm very anti-Jimmy Howard. That's all I gotta say. Sarah, welcome into the live stream. As guys, again, reminder, I will not be able to show the game due to copyright restrictions. I've got way too good of a thing going here covering the Edmonton Oilers daily, so I'm not about to risk that to show the game. There's plenty of random YouTuber channels that just fire up live stream as soon as they put a cell phone number into YouTube to live stream, and that's all it takes realistically nowadays to do it. So it is what it will be today. I'd appreciate you sticking around if you can't find the game, and we'll hopefully get you going. Centeri, welcome in. And Hansa, welcome in. As everybody's starting to arrive for what's going to be a solid game today. I think Finland, Sweden, obviously that's what we want out of the World Juniors, right? A really good game for both teams, and then a really good game for the tournament, I guess you could say. Good game for the tournament, being able to get us going for sure. So, and Centeri, you can't see the game here, but I will dang well, very much so, cover the game for you this afternoon with my skills and abilities as a retired, semi-retired Junior B broadcaster, I guess you could say, as I still try to stay active as much as possible, doing a couple highlight packages, freelance work, but YouTube is keeping the broadcasting career alive right now, let me tell you that. So ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in the stream, now that I've got everybody sitting here kind of rules understood, what I want to say is if you are thinking about maybe sticking around and supporting the Edmonton Oilers this hockey season, you might want to consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV and staying tuned for more what is a traditional format out of me. And of course, these live streams, they come in Edmonton Oilers style live streams as well. So if you're an Oilers fan, I want you to stick around and stay for that as well. So we'll find out as we go along this afternoon just how many Oilers fans we have along for the ride. But Sweden, Finland, that's the fun part here, is So 1:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time start here in Alberta. That means we are 35 minutes to go. Man, time is passing by fast. I started this stream with 50 minutes to go, and we are less than 35 minutes to go suddenly. That is solid. And the schedule scores, what I need to tell you is I will be back live a little bit later on this afternoon for Canada versus the Czech Republic at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. That will take a break from Sweden, Finland. I'll go eat supper. We'll get things done. And then we'll get fired up for Canada, Czech Republic at 5 p.m., which is going to be a fantastic game. Yari, you're already cheering for Finland. I expect tonight it is going to be quite a little bit of a divide in the chat as to who's going to win this game. Of course, other than Philip Broberg, I don't have a horse in this race as an Edmonton Oilers fan, as a Team Canada fan. But I got to see essentially how Philip Broberg stacks up when it matters most. Because for you Sweden fans out there, you're about to watch Philip Broberg tear it up with the Edmonton Oilers for a lot of years to come. Now you see him in the chat, you see him helping us out this evening. I gotta give a shout out to my man X Snipes Edmonton Oilers, who, well, you gotta go subscribe to his channel as well if you're talking about subscribing today, because he is bringing you essentially this live stream by allowing me access to his TSN Direct account and allowing me to watch the game from home this evening. Now, what I gotta tell you is TSN is where you can watch it in Canada. For anyone international trying to watch the game tonight, please look into tsn.ca's TSN Direct feed. It's $8.40 Canadian for a game pass, essentially a 24-hour pass, or, my friends, it is $20 for a month. And I mean, $20 Canadian, realistically around the globe, not too bad at all for watching some college football, and hopefully it gets you access over there in Sweden and Finland as well. And of course in the USA you can watch on the NHL Network, which is where Josh will be keeping us updated from, I'm sure. And we'll see what ends up going on here this evening between Sweden and Finland. So currently sitting with 578 people coming through the gate this afternoon on the live stream. Appreciate everybody coming on by this early, right? Like I said, I am rather firing this stream up rather early today, but we'll battle through and make sure we get that Canada game covered as well, and what's going to be a pivotal matchup for the Canadians against the Czechs. Another tough test, but the first medal rounds test for them, so we look forward to see what happens with that. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, if you're excited for tonight's game, what I will say is don't forget to hit that like button. We've got 17 likes on the stream so far. Would be pretty nifty if we could end up raking in there somewhere around 25 before game time. So ladies and gentlemen, they're showing off some highlights. The old Sweden jerseys. Oh my goodness, those things were beautiful. And they've got Phil Kessel at the 2005 World Juniors. And what is that Team USA jersey? That thing is a monstrosity of everything they have had in hockey in the past years. And I mean, that would have been right before I watched. Oh, man, I might have actually watched that tournament, quite honestly. And a couple beauty goals there by Sami Vatanen in 2010, right before things went to, of course, HD for us. And Florian Elias got a pretty goal today. He ended the tournament 4 goals, 5 assists. Finger crossed the Oilers draft him. Is he actually draft eligible, Michael? That's pretty interesting. The Oilers just about to become the Edmonton Germans. That'd be something. There's Kyle Wellwood scoring. Okay, some beauty highlights here from the past. Cahoon, Draisaitl, and Elias. You imagine that combination there for Team Canada. That would be quite something for sure. Team Canada, Team Edmonton Oilers in the NHL. Make myself, look at that. That's how we're already going to start this live stream, I promise you. As what else do we got to go here? Not much. Not much happening on Twitter this afternoon, so we should be able to look forward to a solid game here for Sweden and Finland without too much else getting in our way, I guess you could say, and that will be solid for us. Marco, opinion on Puljujärvi and his chance to get a spot in the roster? Oh, Puljujärvi's inside the top 9 for the Oilers, no doubt, Marco. The only question is, does Puljujärvi play top line minutes right out of the gate for the Oilers, or does that belong back again to Zach Kassian, or does it maybe go to, I don't know, James Neal, or I don't know, how about Tyler Ennis? There's a lot of options on the Oilers top line this year, and yes, Puljujärvi, a guy that has the skills to succeed up there, and I think the biggest thing for me is his health. If he's healthy, look out, the Oilers are going to have themselves a pretty good little season getting him back in the lineup. And you look at this so far, ladies and gentlemen, we are off and running on this live stream. That is for sure this evening. And I feel bad for anyone that's tuning into the Canada versus Finland live stream that I did the other day. There's 28 people who have done that in the past hour, and of course probably a little bit confused about what's going on there. So, my friends, we find ourselves now officially 30 minutes away from puck drop between Sweden and Finland, and it's going to be a good matchup. I hope you're prepared for a little bit of a disaster. I'm sure it's going to be a tough, grind you out game today, and I'm looking forward to seeing what both teams bring this evening for us on our television sets. For me on TSN Direct, for you hopefully on TSN Television's channel, so as you can actually see it, but it will be interesting to see. And Sam, you saw something that said Tippett would start Nuge, Dry, Yamo in camp. Okay, Sam, that's an interesting one, because if you go Nuge, Dry, Yamo in camp, what happens? Nuge, Dry, Yamo in camp. Then you have Cahoon, Draisaitl, and who? Well, that's interesting. Is it Cahoon, Draisaitl, and I don't know, a guy like James Neal, Jesse Puljujärvi? There's a couple of questions there, that's for sure. So we could end up seeing something happen, and hopefully have the Oilers go get things going. Some of our Russian friends tuning into this live stream as well. Russians will still win. You're rooting for Finland. Well, all right. You know what? Finland in the semifinals. I don't know if the winner of this faces Russia or how that works, but Russia just took home a victory against the Germany squad today, so that'll be fun to see what they end up doing this this tournament the rest of the way home. All right, Robin, welcome in. Good afternoon and evening, folks. That's the tough part for me. I keep seeing a saying evening, but the tough part is it is also the afternoon, and I guess we'll find out what ends up happening as we go along, as we transition more afternoon and our Finnish and Swedish friends are here for the evening. As Aiden, yes, Broberg is playing. And Robin, thanks for the thumbs up. Appreciate that, guys. As we have hit that 25 likes. Didn't expect to do it that quickly, but we've done it. So that's an excellent thank you to you for that. And we currently find ourselves having some folks in the chat once again asking if I will be able to show the game live. I would love to show you the game live. Don't kid me wrong. If I could sit here and broadcast the game, you imagine the numbers I could throw up on YouTube doing that. Unfortunately, due to it being copyright material, I can't afford to do that. I've got way too good of a thing going here with my Edmonton Oilers coverage that I do daily, and I can tell you I'm not willing to risk that at all. So, it's all good. Evening, because you live in London, Robin. There you go. Well, that's a fair point. Living in London, England, you've got TSE tuning in from Sweden. You've got Fufu tuning in from Finland. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, all across the world this evening. Appreciate everybody tuning in, and we are going to have ourselves a rip-roaring good time in this live stream. I promise you that. And we're going to hopefully come up and clutch up what's going to be a solid game between Finland and Sweden. I'm hoping Sweden wins simply because I want to see Philip Broberg versus our good guy, well, Dylan Holloway for Team Canada in either the semifinal or the gold medal matchup. That would be fantastic if we could find that right there, that is for sure. And ladies and gentlemen, currently right now, so far so good in terms of getting towards the game. 1:05 to go. And I am just getting a little bit anxious now. I got a little anxious, and that's why I started so early. But now we find ourselves getting ready to start here in less than 25 minutes time. They're still showing highlights of the year here on TSN, and there's not much to really digest on the World Juniors page. Maybe I can go out and get you the statistics for the World Juniors so far. And let's just quickly take a look at this. As Trevor Zegras, 13 points in 4 games so far for them. Dylan Cousins, 4 points in 6 goals, 5 assists, 4 games played with 11 points. I can't even make words. So that is the tournament numbers right there. And I believe Finland, Sweden, they've only got guys with 7 points, right? Niemela's got 7. Lundell's got 6. Okay, thank you. Just gonna go. There we go. All right, taken care of. As yeah, I'm not finding too much information on what we're looking for, unfortunately. Robert, good afternoon. Welcome into the live stream. It's a little color me shocked to see you, but glad to see you as well, as we are getting set for Finland versus Sweden this evening. It's going to be interesting to see kind of how this game boils down, right? Finland, they were hot throughout the preliminary round until they absolutely got run around by Team Canada, and it'll be interesting now to see what Team Sweden does against Team Finland, or perhaps what Team Finland does against Team Sweden today. And living in London, Tier 4 England, love that, eh, Robin? Love that. And TSE, favorite player in Sweden? Favorite player in Sweden currently would have to be Philip Broberg, the Edmonton Oilers' first round, 8th overall pick back in 2019. I'm just going to adjust my chair here a little bit. And here we go. I want to say, guys, again, I got to say a big shout out. He mentioned it in the chat just right now. I got to give a big shout out to my man, X Snipes Edmonton Oilers. If you're thinking about subscribing to me today because of this live stream, I need you to also think about subscribing to X Snipes Edmonton Oilers because of his help getting this live stream off the ground today, based on, well, giving me access to his TSN direct account. So as I just quickly check some stuff out here, ladies and gentlemen, let me find some stuff. Where is it? It is just down here, if I can find it. Of course, my man X there talking about the Carter Savoy Rookie of the Month numbers there for him. He was having himself quite the little month of December. The Oilers' 4th round draft pick in 2020. All right. There's only so much everyone can do. Sometimes you have to find something to get your mind off things. Well, Robert, how about watching Philip Broberg probably get skated around today? I'm sure that will take your mind off for sure. And Jeff, I wonder how healthy Broberg really is. Well, I'm telling you, I don't think he's healthy at all. It's kind of scary to see what will happen here tonight against Sweden for Philip Broberg, just knowing that he is not at 100%, knowing he's far from 100% in fact. And per Milliam, Russia wins against Germany. Yes, that was a big win for Team Russia to get through against Germany, who put up a good fight, mind you. Team Germany, coming from where they came from, they really struggled early in the tournament, but they put up a heck of a fight to close out what was a very, very tough, well, round robin and then tournament for them in the quarterfinals. So it was also history for them. That's huge for them for sure. Matt Duchene has a whatchamacallit message for Team Canada today in their quarterfinal. And Hansi, you're thinking Sweden will win. Well, I'm predicting Sweden wins just because I need Sweden to win this game against Finland to go on into the guaranteed medal round, whether it be against Canada in the gold medal or against somebody else in the bronze medal. At least watch Philip Broberg hopefully take home a medal at this tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, Anders, you're saying you think Sweden will struggle today. That's the fear. And I mean, the last time I feared that a team would struggle, right, I thought Canada would struggle against Finland, and then Canada came out and mopped the floor against Finland. That was a very welcome sight, and that was solid for us. As you know what, Canada, good job, done and dusted into the quarters without any real sweat broken. Problem is, the true test starts now against the Czech Republic team that's going to play you exactly the way the Slovakians played. Grind you up in the middle, grind you down along the boards, and not allow you to get anything going. So, Alan, I'm taking the U.S. over Slovakia, Canada over Czech Republic. I think those are pretty simple. Ian, welcome into the live stream. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 20 minutes away from puck drop potentially on our screens, probably more or less closer to, I don't know, somewhere closer to 30 minutes away from puck drop at that. And Ian, yeah, you know what? Germany got crushed by Team Canada. They did, but they were also down so many skaters, so that will be interesting to see. See what Team Germany looks like next year without a Tim Stützle in the lineup. That's going to be their real tough test, is coming into a tournament without Tim Stützle, who potentially was the best player of this tournament for any team. And that's a scary situation for a lot of teams for sure. So to Yannick Weber, ladies and gentlemen, Yannick Weber have announced that he is joining Nashville on a PTO for training camp. So the Nashville Predators have put out their team PR release saying that Preds camp begins January 3rd. Here is the link to training camp for them. That's exciting for us, as you know what, now we get to see more teams releasing their training camp roster, and I'll put odds on that after this game, Team Canada or the Edmonton Oilers release their roster, and Philip Broberg may very well be on said roster. So as we currently get ready for this game, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to flood the chat with a couple of links here for you to check out before the end of tonight's game. So if you want to open these up in a separate tab, that's for sure. We'll have a little bit of fun with it and at least enjoy some hockey along the way. And picking Finland to win ugly 3-1 with an empty netter, Jeff, that, hey, you know what, that would be a very Finnish style thing to do in the quarterfinals, is go out there, play rough, tumbly, grind you down, wait you out hockey that they have done in the past to win some gold medals. And then unfortunately, you know what, Sweden could be the victim of that this evening for this quarterfinal matchup. And Hudson, welcome in. As though I will be cheering for the underdogs, Alan, I imagine if you're cheering for the underdogs, you may have some money wagered on that, and that's always the interesting part, ladies and gentlemen. For somebody that's done YouTube as long as I do have, and of course doing as many variety of things when it comes to YouTube, whether it be sports, of baseball, World Juniors, NHL, whatever I cover, the interesting part to me is always this part, the gambling aspect of the game, sports betting. Everybody that comes in all of a sudden halfway through the second period saying, oh, I got some money riding on the underdog, I really need this win. And then you just watch them freak out the whole way down the stretch. Oh, man, come on. That, I mean, that's a whole new realm. I'm not advertising that, but I could not imagine being in that situation, having to listen to me to understand if you're going to cash or not. That's pretty cool. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're hoping Canada wins gold. Canada over Sweden for the gold medal would be rather solid, that is for sure. And definitely, as we've hit 272 people live here at once pre-game between Sweden and Finland, what I want to say is if you have a second and you have a YouTube account and you can drop the like on the live stream, that would be greatly appreciated. And of course, if you're an Edmonton Oilers fan, or if you're thinking of becoming an Edmonton Oilers fan this year, consider hitting that subscribe button for me if you would not mind. I would love to have you along for what's going to be a crazy 56 game plus schedule for the Edmonton Oilers this year. I would love to have you along for every second of probably a lot of meltdowns over the course of the season by me. And if you like watching a guy freak out about his team losing a bad game, just you wait for me, that's for sure. So what we've got going the rest of today is just simply Sweden, Finland, then Canada versus the Czech Republic. Trust me, you'll want to be back here at 5 p.m. Maybe that's also a reason you want to subscribe, is to stay up to date with Canada versus the Czech Republic, getting underway in about 4 hours time from now. So keep that in mind as well. So ladies and gentlemen, currently waiting for this game to get underway. 1:14 to go. Or 1:14 on the clock. My goodness, 1:14 to go in the first period. That would be excellent for us, that is for sure. But unfortunately, we're not going to get quite that lucky. But give me a second here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go take a minute for a bathroom break, and then we will get going with this hockey game. Give me a sec. I will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do this, shall we? Let's get this rolling. And let's see what we can find out along the rest of this game up to 300, my goodness. And Canada and Sweden better win today. We are hoping for sure. And let's find out what's going on. Finland will beat Sweden today for sure. Hinkish. I'm hoping not for that because I do need Philip Broberg to keep going in this tournament. But Albert, love McDavid, but you still have to stay a Bruin fan. That's okay. You want to stay tuned to make sure you're all in line with what's going on with Mr. Connor McDavid in Edmonton this year. So ladies and gentlemen, what I do have to say, I kind of ran through the house there and I had to do a whole bunch of steps. I'm a little winded, but definitely today's subscriber goal on the stream is just simply put 8,400, create a whole new number. And whether I do that in this stream or we do that against Canada, it's all good. And for sure. Alright, Meltdown. I've been a Leafs fan for over 30 years. I wonder, as I can imagine, you've had a couple of meltdowns in that time being a Leafs fan. As I've had a couple of meltdowns just in the past 2 years being an Oilers fan. So I can only imagine 15 years of that. And hello to our Russian friends this evening. Appreciate you guys being along with us. Unfortunately, I do not understand Russian too well or speak Russian at all. So I will not be much use to you unless you understand English this evening. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, again, just a reminder, I cannot show you the game due to copyright. I do apologize if you're thinking this live stream is a game stream. Unfortunately, I can't do that. I cover the Oilers. Can't afford to mess that up. I do the same thing for the Oilers games as well. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. One last check of Twitter. We're 12 minutes out from the game, switching over to everything here in Edmonton, hopefully. And let's see. What do we got going on here? Yannick Weber, still, that's the newest news. As Vincent, yes, I am cheering for Sweden tonight and feel like as a Canadian this game will help us if we move forward. Well, Bulldogs, as a Canadian, we gotta go out there and win against the Czech Republic tonight, that's for sure. It's going to be a tightly contested match, I'm sure, because I expect Team Czech Republic to smash mouth, grind you down, wait you out hockey like Finland, like a Slovakia have played so far in this tournament. I'm expecting that out of the Czechs tonight, so it'll be interesting to see if they get us going as well. So, Sweden, because our boy Broberg is on the team, yes. Philip Broberg is an important piece of the Edmonton Oilers' future, and that is why I'm so excited to watch him this evening. And ladies and gentlemen, if you need to find a stream, that is all good. I do not mind you watching the game. I am not here to take away from you watching the game. Ladies and gentlemen, as well, in the chat right now, I'll put the link to how you can watch the game online. According to what I know is if you go to tsn.ca/live, you can potentially sign up for a 1-day or 1-month pass to watch the World Juniors, and that should help you be able to watch tonight's and this afternoon, however you want to say it's, games against the couple of teams. So let's see what we can get for information. Just a quick rundown of leading scorers for Sweden and Finland in case you missed it earlier. Anton Lundell and Noel Gunler, the leading scorers for Sweden and Finland respectively. Gunler with 4 goals, Anton Lundell with 3 goals for Finland, Topi Niemela with 7 points, Noel Gunler with 5 points for Sweden. Bjornfoot for Sweden leads 19 minutes and 16 seconds on the ice. Santeri Hataka with 28 for Finland. Kari Pirinen comes in with 2 wins. Hugo Olnefelt comes in with 2 wins as well to lead the goaltending department. We are now 10 minutes away from the stream going, that I'm watching anyway, the stream I'm watching, going live to Edmonton to see what we can get going between Sweden and Finland this evening, and which will win. I am taking Sweden to win. It's nothing against Finland. It's just I need Philip Broberg to keep winning in this tournament and keep going the distance for us as Oilers fans down the stretch here to potentially a gold medal game. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got randoms going with Sweden as we've got quite the little live stream happening here. I'm not sure what's going on. I guess she's a hot buzzing game as we're up to 350 people live here once in the chat. Appreciate you guys being along for the ride this evening. And what I will tell you right now is I do not know how to find a real stream other than going to tsn.ca/live and potentially signing up for an account for today or the rest of the tournament. I'd love to show you guys a live stream, but I unfortunately can't, and that is just where it is. So I did leave a link to a website you can check out in the chat to potentially sign up for a $20 spend to watch the rest of the tournament and the college football tournaments. So let's see what I can find here out there kind of on the Twitter sphere when it comes to any other news. I'm just patiently waiting for the Edmonton Oilers roster for training camp to be released. Unfortunately, we haven't gotten that yet. Russia's coach Larionov said he expects Yegor Chikhanov to be ready to play in the semifinals. So there you go. That's good news for anyone tuning in from Russia this evening. Watched oh, Jeff, so you were able to find a live stream. That is interesting. I mean, I was able to watch it here, thankfully, to X-Snipes Edmonton Oilers, who, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't had a chance yet, please go check out his channel covering the Edmonton Oilers, because I had to tell you, he's the one allowing me to watch on his TSN Direct account, which is what I'm trying to get you guys to sign up for if you have it in the budget for a month of hockey, a month of anything, right? I want you to do that. I want you to get that done, so make sure to potentially look into TSN Direct this afternoon. Now, ladies and gentlemen, currently a total of just 7 minutes away from our television feeds flipping live to Edmonton for the start of this hockey game. It's going to be interesting to see kind of how Sweden comes out. I expect them to hopefully take the play to Finland, which would be a solid get for us, and especially watch Philip Broberg potentially score a point or two. Oilers training camp begins tomorrow. Yes, Daniel, absolutely it does, and we are very much so looking forward to what's going to be a good game over to the Oilers on January 13th, all kicking off with what's going to be an important training camp tomorrow opening up. So we've got things going here as Sweden-Finland 1:30. We're still waiting for it. We'll find out what ends up going on in this game in just a matter of about 10 minutes or so here on Dolynny TV. And what we got to also check in on, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that we've got Canada versus the Czech Republic later this evening at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I would love to have you along, same thing as this one, for that game. That would mean the world to me, and of course it would be great to chat with y'all throughout what is going to be a very, very tough game for Team Canada in my books, just based on the fact that, well, Czech Republic, if they want to come out there and play smash mouth grindy down hockey, they're going to do it, and they're going to succeed very well at doing it against Canada, because Canada, right, against Slovakia saw that not work so well. Marina, you are cheering for Sweden. Absolutely. We are coming from the top down. I am cheering for Sweden in this live stream simply because I need Philip Broberg to succeed in what's going to be probably his toughest matchup of the tournament so far. And for us as Oilers fans, we need to watch Philip Broberg go out there and crush it for us in this tournament. So yes, absolutely. Also, if you have a Bell cell phone, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a Bell cell phone here in Canada, Bell TV app is called Bell 5 TV on your phone. If you're looking to tune into the live stream in Canada and you're thinking, man, I've got a Bell cell phone, but I don't have television, how do I watch? Bell 5 TV on your cell phone this afternoon will get you access to TSN, which will allow you to watch tonight's live stream. So let's find out how things get going as, well, we're going to see if we can't get ourselves towards this hockey game any bit quicker, right? We're trying to run the clock here as fast as possible, and we are only at the 25-minute mark of this hour, which means we are still 5 minutes away from our television sets flipping over to Edmonton this evening for this hockey game. So right now, just doing a quick little bit of math, and hopefully getting us going somewhere. Tobias, welcome in. Maple, 50 likes. Oh my goodness, you guys have been very generous with the like button today, and especially if you haven't already, please consider hitting that. But thank you so much. As on pace 4. Let's just keep it rolling. That's all I gotta say. As let's see what we can do here the rest of the live stream. I think I've covered everything. That's kind of my problem. I think I've actually covered everything pre-game between Sweden and Finland right here on your screen. In case you're not watching the screen, you're just reading and kind of listening along to what I have to say. Alexander Holtz, Niederbach, and Raymond are the top line. Gunler, Kosmer, and Holmstrom are the second line. Heinemann, Sundsvik, and Soderblom, the third line. Kvist, Bjurcelius, and Nybeck, the fourth line. Olesen, the 13th forward. And let's see what we can do the rest of the way here on the defense, or just answering questions. Everybody trying to get a hold of me pre-game simply because that is the way it works before I go live. Everybody usually lets me celebrate the game as we go along. Nobody wants to interrupt the play-by-play. Broberg, Bjornfoot, the top pair, of course, right? Edmonton Oilers, top draft pick, Philip Broberg, up there on the top pair with Bjornfoot. Then you've got Johansson, Soderstrom, which is a line defensively that at times I think has struggled. Hedstrom, Andre back there as well. And then you've got Brandstrom in there as your seventh D-man, and Alnefelt, the seventh, eighth defenseman, I guess you could say, the goaltender this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see what we got. Maple Talks, you're hoping Broberg plays great today. We are hoping Broberg plays solid today. Hopefully the injury is kind of healed up a little bit and he is ready to go for a big game. And yes, Glock Chains, Broberg was a bit beat up. Yes, he's very beat up. That's the tough part. Broberg is absolutely very beat up entering this tournament and now entering this quarterfinal as well. Soderblom, like I said, haven't liked his defense, but offense has been solid for him. And Jeff, as an Oilers fan, I hope Broberg has a great and safe game, but I'm cheering for Finland to win the game. That is interesting. There you go. As is Atu cheering for the Swami side. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got ourselves what's going to be a very, very important game for Finland and Sweden. If they want to advance to a guaranteed shot at a medal, they will have to ask themselves, can we go out there and win this hockey game this evening? Ladies and gentlemen, just a fun stat for you. We have crossed over 407 people watching live at once. That is insanity to me here on Dolynny TV. The last time I saw 407, I can't even recount. Even the Canada stream the other day didn't cross 407. So thank you for tuning in tonight. And Ballin, Sweden needs to step up and take this one. Absolutely. That's the tough part. Sweden, they haven't had some great efforts lately. They need to step up, take it, and get the job done. The effort against Russia, kind of poor. They backed down from the intensity of the game and didn't really want to battle all the way through to win a hockey game against Russia and then against the USA. Well, we all know what happened, and we don't need to relive that. That's for sure. So, we find ourselves sitting here. Finland lines, if I could find them, I would share them with you. Unfortunately, I have not been able to find anything to get you going. That's the problem. As Lisa, welcome in. As I'm trying to find anything we need to know about Finland, but there's nothing on Finland inside my World Juniors Specialist timeline on Twitter. I only have the... Oh, actually, hold on. I bet you if I Twitter search this, I could find something on that. Maybe if anyone knows what the Finnish hockey account is for the national team, that would really help me out here as I'm trying to find anything to do with Finnish hockey and I can't find it on Twitter. So if somebody could, that would be great. Pina, how many goals tonight? Well, I'm expecting probably about at least 6 goals. Sweden probably wins 4-2, or maybe Finland wins 4-2, but I'd like to see some goal scoring and potentially one out of Philip Broberg this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 1:30 and here we go. Live to Edmonton, the TSN Direct television app taking me for World Juniors coverage. Not Gonna Not by the Rec Laws, the opening theme song for this afternoon's hockey game between Sweden and Team Finland. Of course, Finland coming off the loss to Canada. Sweden, well, they're coming off the loss to Team USA. And we're all coming off of a day off on New Year's Day. So what I'd also like to say, Happy New Year, everybody. It's 2021. The year that was is over. And now we get set for what could be a make or break day in Scandinavian hockey between Sweden and Finland here on Dolynny TV. See how I worked that in, Michael? I got this going for you. That goal by Soderblom between the legs against the Czechs, that was a gorgeous goal. That was probably the one that fired off the tournament for me. And the victory now for Finland. Oh, somebody's cheering. But the final is for sure Russia. All right. I think the score will be 4-3. I will take anything that sees Sweden score 4 goals and have Philip Broberg score a ton of points this evening. A 4 or 5 point effort out of Philip Broberg would absolutely be lights out for me. There's Rogers Place, downtown Edmonton, just off of 104th Ave, a street down from Grant MacEwan University, a couple of apartments away. And I am looking forward to what's going to be a solid game this evening between Broberg's Team Sweden and Anton Lundell's Team Finland. Bob McKenzie, TSN's James Duthie on the desk right now. And ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready. Probably about 5-6 minutes away from this game getting fully underway and us having ourselves a great start to the new year with hockey on YouTube. Almost 450 viewers. You guys are absolutely crushing it tonight. Definitely, if you want to stick around for the Canada versus Czech Republic game this evening, I encourage you to hit the subscribe button. I also encourage you to subscribe if you're an Edmonton Oilers fan. If you're an Oilers fan, I want you to stick around and stay tuned for what's going to be a heck of a season of coverage here on Dolynny TV. Ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for this hockey game, I want to introduce the man bringing you the coverage here on Dolynny TV this evening. I'm Tyson. I'm an Edmonton Oilers YouTuber. I bring home all Oilers news, all updates, every game, every day, as much as possible. And what I'd like to tell you is I'd love to have you along for the NHL season here, as the Canadian North Division is going to be one heck of a crazy year, and I need as many Oilers fans supporting me along in the live streams, because those Flames fans, those Leafs fans, those Canucks fans are going to be coming hard after us. That is for sure. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. Is Bob McKenzie talking all about Sweden's efforts here earlier, and then Ian. Hopefully this year is better than last year. Well, you know what? I had a pretty solid 2020, so I'm looking forward to building and making 2021 even better, that is for sure. And what time does the Canada-Czech Republic game start, guys? If you're thinking about tuning back into Dolynny TV for the Czech Republic versus Canada game, I will tell you that game starts live at 5 p.m. I'll be live at 4:30, and we will get through the coverage, that is for sure. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, my phone blowing up pregame. That's what happens when things get going. Absolutely nutty, that is for sure. Josh, thank you so much for having the time for me. 7 p.m. Eastern. I always forget to mention Eastern is what it is. Brent, welcome in. And absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, one last shout out as Team Sweden gets ready to hit the ice. I got to tell you, please, if you're considering subscribing to anyone this evening, consider subscribing to my buddy X Snipes Edmonton Oilers here in the live stream chat, simply because without him, I would not be able to bring you the live stream this evening, because I'm using his TSN account to be able to watch the game. All right, 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 6 p.m. Central, and 7 p.m. Eastern Time. As ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get going for what's going to be a heck of a hockey game this evening. Finland, Sweden, a couple of last commercials. They've got the shot out. Is that the Anthony Hende, or is that, I think that is out even more southwest or southeast of Edmonton. And so 8 here in Labrador. Oh my goodness, yes, Albert, completely forgot where you're tuning in from. But again, that is how crazy of an evening it is here on Dolynny TV already today. We have folks tuning in from coast to coast in Canada, and of course across the US, I'm sure, and across Europe and Eastern Europe this evening. Cannot wait to have everybody along for what's going to be a good hockey game tonight. It's Sweden versus Finland, the 1:30 p.m. matchup. As like I said, we aren't going to get underway right at 1:30, but we're going to get underway for sure. But ladies and gentlemen, what I need to flip to now, you've seen the Swedish lineup. How about we get this bad boy out, the scoreboard for tonight's hockey game. And then, of course, the other side too, what I got to tell you. This evening, I will be wearing a suit because it is Saturday suit day, and I wasn't going to wear a suit all day. I'm not going to do that, so we're going to wear the suit for the Canada versus Czech Republic game. We're going to go just casual t-shirt for this one, the comfiest t-shirt I can find in my catalog, the store shirt, and we are good to go. Miko, the game has not started yet. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, I will transition away from talking to the chat, and we will go to play-by-play as soon as the game gets underway. All right, let's see what gets going here. This poor guy starts 2021 with a car accident. That sucks. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm hoping your year's going better than that. That is for sure. Am I showing the game? Andres, I cannot show the game due to copyright, unfortunately. And too bad there's no fans. I totally would have been there to go to the game for Canada later today. Ladies and gentlemen, I was supposed to go to the World Juniors this year. I had a couple of friends that put in for the full tournament ticket packages. And unfortunately, with everything being the way it is and no fans being allowed, they are kind of on the waiting list for next year now. So I guess we'll find out if that happens. And Oilers fans since 1979 because of you-know-who. Well, Jeff, I think there's a lot of Oilers fans because you-know-who wearing the 99 in the orange and blue back in the day for the Oilers. So let's see what we can do here along the way. As right now, currently, Sweden versus Finland. They're on the ice. They're ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to step the stool up a little bit more. And what I got to tell you, please, this evening as we get this game underway, for better or for worse, I want you to make sure you keep the chat as nice as possible, because right now, as somebody who's been running a YouTube channel for 7 years, I have no clue if a 5-year-old kid is tuning in or if a 75-year-old man is tuning in. And that said, in between there's a lot of age ranges, and just let's keep it as clean as possible, because you don't know who's watching. If you wouldn't say it in front of your 5-year-old nephew or your 75-year-old grandfather, don't say it. All right. Head coach Joel Ronmark of Team Sweden on the bench. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to zoom to the center ice shot. Oh, but before, we got to remember the head coach of Finland, who's got that sweet hairdo, and Antti Pennanen there for Finland. I butchered that because I got too excited about his hair. But who do I have? I've got Sweden in this one, ladies and gentlemen, because of Philip Broberg. And Tim, oh my goodness, this is probably the most moderators we've ever had in the stream. See, I keep them quiet, but we've got about 4 or 5 of them lurking around at this point. Finland wins the opening face-off, 19:53 to go in the first period as they tip it in. Philip Broberg looks to be moving half okay out there to start this hockey game. A little bit more quick on his edges, a little quick back to the puck, but we'll see how that transitions as the game goes along. The puck in the neutral zone now. Sweden, Finland battling for possession. It's going to bounce, and it's going to bounce all the way into the finish zone. Not nice and call back there. The Finns start with it themselves. They're going to get out from behind their own net and maybe up the ice as the Swedish attacker, Soderblom, trying to deflect it. He does to the boards, and Sweden comes up with it briefly. Soderstrom blocks it there, and it'll be played back in to the Swedish zone, where it'll go back to Soderstrom, who will go up to Soderblom. That's a fun one to say, that is for sure, as now you've got Sweden in on the attack, quickly turned back by Finland, and now off the dasher boards onto a finished stick. And ladies and gentlemen, you got to see what goes on here. Finland back the other way. They're going to fire it into the Swedish zone and go for a line change. So far, both teams kind of feeling each other out, trying to get possession in the offensive zone. Not working so well. Finland, they come up with the puck. They start an attack, rip a shot first thing, and it seems to go wide. Niemela is the leading scorer for Finland, and it looks like we've got a power play coming up to Team Finland to start this one off. Terrible play by the Swedish player. Who was that? It was Gunler. Gunler with a bad play, as this one's going to come in, and Gunler's going to go there and tip it right up. And what is he doing? What is he doing? My goodness, that is brutal. Yeah, look at that. Looks right at the ref. and says, yeah, I will go sheepishly head to the box. Sweden to the penalty kill first thing. Finland looking for a power play goal. Puck over glass by Gunler. That's not too much of a shock there, as you expect that one to happen. No problem, that is for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this going as 18:25 to go in this first period. Finland on the game's first power play. Their power play so far 38% in the tournament. Sweden's penalty kill is operating at 60%. They've had a couple rough penalty kills, that is for sure. 18:08 to go in the first period. Sweden trying to turn over this puck, or at least hold up the Finnish attack, and well, no, Sweden kind of soft at the blue line, allows the attack in, and now you've got this puck cycling around the boards. Albert, you'll be back. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning back for the Canada game, just let me know when you dip out, and we will catch you at 5 p.m. Mountain Time here in Alberta for what's going to be a great game for sure. And here we go. Puck in, fired in on Aldenfeld. He'll freeze the puck. He'll think about playing it. He won't let it underneath the trapper, and that is it. That is all. The first 58 seconds of the Finnish power play gone without anything positive happening so far. All the virtual fan club for Finland, they aren't looking too impressed. They want to see a power play goal. They are looking like, hey, just let's get it going. As we got to see if Sweden can scramble this up. They can't. Finland with possession. They're going to look for it. Brad Lambert, who scored a dandy goal against Canada, can't get it going. He did deflect it off his stick to score the goal. And now Sweden trying to get a 2-on-1 going. Chance in on Pyörinen. He is going to turn it aside. A quick, tight play by Pyörinen, but he's been a solid goalie all throughout the tournament for Finland, and I like to see it for sure. As Cam. Old Edmonton gets pretty dark already, starting in the afternoon at 1:42. It's tough, but it is what it is. And ladies and gentlemen, we find the Swedish fan club. Everybody engaged, ready to go. Somebody's got the headset on. Hell yeah. Gotta have the headset on for sure. And let's see what we can get going in this early part of the game. I just got to refresh my score box there. And now Sweden versus Finland outside of this blue line. 38 seconds to go. 17-12 to go in the first period. Sweden chips this one back into Finnish territory. The Finns, they'll pick it up there. There's a lot of Finns. S's going on here. 17:03 to go in this period. That's turned back off of a leg of a Swedish player, and Finland comes up with possession. Now back to the blue line. They're going to rip a shot. It'll go into the corner, but again, back to possession. And now Finland looking for the chance to set up an attack in front of the net. Back across. Fanned on the one-timer. That's tough to go, but it is what it is. And now Finland back the other way. They're in on the attack. Finland's going to shoot. Saved by Aldenfeld. I can't make words. Too much lemonade. It started my mouth up too much. But anyway, 16:26 to go in this first period. The power play, not fruitful for Finland. They had a couple of good chances, but they couldn't crack it. And now you've got 16:16 to go in this first period, as Pyörinen's just doing a good job blocking the Swedish attacker. And now they'll fire it into the neutral zone. Does Finland. They're back the other way. And they're going to see if they can't fire it into Finnish territory. Nobody really setting up an attack so far is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. 15:54 to go. Shot coming up for Sweden, but they actually steal it off their own player's stick is what it is. But they'll battle through, I'm sure, and set up the attack now down low and see if that's not going to be tripping. Holtz, okay, sure. Anyway, Broberg out there. Here's Broberg. He's going to rip it, and he's going to fire it around the boards. Soderblom down there. He's trying to come up with that puck. He's not going to be able to. We're going to see if we can't find something going here. Is this puck fired up ahead? Holtz, he's going to not rip that puck. And again, I guess the first couple of possessions here for Sweden, they are looking like they're not willing to rip the puck first thing. And that was the key to success for them in the earlier parts of the tournament, is just ripping the puck on net. Holtz deflects it out of his own. Nice diving play there to get it out. And let's see what we can do the rest of the way home here. Is this one. Big takedown. The Swedish player, number 3, takes down not only the referee, but the Finnish player as well. So let's see what goes on here as Finland now sets up the attack on the near side half wall back to the blue line. They're going to rip that shot. They haven't been hesitant to shoot the puck however many times it's getting blocked. It is what it is. And now Soderblom's going to see what goes on here. Shot, save made by Allenfelt. 14:35 to go in this first period. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a solid start to the game so far for Sweden, and a solid start for Finland as well, I guess you could say. As you know what, both teams doing the job to get it done early in this one, and we are currently 1:46 in the afternoon. 14:31 to go in this first period of hockey. 2 shots for Finland, none for Sweden. Man stumbles behind the net, and that creates a turnover for Sweden. Let's see if we can't get this puck going down below the goal line. Sweden's going to see if they can potentially come up with this puck once again after turning it over. However, Finland behind their own net. They're looking to get this puck going, and eventually it might. Vinny Heinola finally plays the puck there, and this Swedish forecheck has all kinds of things turned around for the Finnish defense trying to break out of their own zone. They finally do. Back 3-on-2 the other way. Finland fires the shot, and again an easy chest save for Allenfelt. And this is the one thing to keep in mind here for Sweden and Finland this afternoon, is how chippy this game ends up becoming between the two rivals. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering why I don't interact with the chat during the game, I do have to at least try and pay attention to the game, so I can't be sitting here watching the chat as I watch the game as well. Even though I have it both on my TV, I just have that there for purposes of monitoring. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves into this game. Both sides really failing to set up a major attack so far. A power play for Finland could have changed the tide, but it didn't. And now we sit on our first commercial break of the hockey game so far. And ladies and gentlemen, just want to say thank you to everybody that's already tuned in the live stream. I don't know how many people's out there in the YouTube realm. Thank you for tuning in the live stream. But so far, 8,510 individuals have tuned in to tonight's live stream. Quick Sloth, yes, Mr. Philip Broberg is in the lineup. So, you're only going to be watching the Canada game, Marion. It's all good. Have yourself a great afternoon, and we'll catch you in the Canada game. As Allenfelt looking sharp, he had a rough game against the USA, and now Finland and Sweden engaged in a battle, and so far, Allenfelt looking good for Finland, doing enough to stay by for sure. Steady Eddie, 0-0 score. Getting this game underway once again after the commercial break. Face-off one there. Johansson's going to play it for Sweden. He'll get bumped off the puck, and then a diving play by the Finnish player losing his balance. Keeps the play alive briefly. Now Sweden back on the attack the other way. But what a little poke check there by the Finns. They'll go back into the Swedish zone. Both teams have kind of been able to do that defensive turnaround transition game back into the offensive zone rather quick a couple times this game. Finland, they are not afraid to fire a point shot this game. That's about number 4 that's been blocked from the point from the men in blue this evening. But for Finland, that's a good sign. Sweden still without a shot to start this game. It's not a concern, but I mean, you just like to see them take the puck and fire it when they have a chance instead of overpassing like Canada and Sweden have both been guilty of at times in this tournament. The puck fired down below. It's going to go off the corner back of the net. Now Sweden trying to get out of danger. How about Philip Broberg battling with his man? He's got an arm engaged, and he's going to poke it back to the supporting forward, who will go back around to Broberg, who now off the boards and out of the zone down into the Finnish end. And that, my friends, is an icing against Sweden. A nice headman up against by Broberg, but it goes clean down the ice, not touched. And that is tough. Brett, when does the game start? The game's already started. The Canada game starts at 5 p.m. this afternoon. Keep that in mind. But the game has started, and that's what I've been talking about all the way through already. So I'm hoping you're not missing anything. And Hudson, you're going to head out. That's all good. Sweden versus Finland now. Canada versus Czech Republic at 5 p.m. The face-off tossed up. One again there. Broberg out there on the defensive side of things, and he's going to have to come up with this puck. He's He's looking like he's gutting out a heck of an effort. That's the tough part for Broberg. He's hurt. He's trying his best to get the job done, and extended shifts are killing him. That is for sure. But he'll battle through, and hopefully, maybe, because the Oilers haven't released their camp roster yet, maybe he'll be at camp. Maybe the Oilers are waiting for Finland to potentially eliminate Sweden to announce Broberg to camp. You just don't know. As right now, along the end boards, Sweden's got the puck tied up. 3 Finns in there defending this puck. And we got to see what they can do here for sure. 11:48 to go in this first period. Sweden in on the attack again after the Finns failed to move it through the neutral zone. Soderblom, for a man that's 6'7", 6'8", he seriously cannot seem to miss with the hands. The guy's got incredible hands for a guy of that size. And now Sweden off the far side corner wall. They're going to move down below the goal line, and that's where they're very successful. The Swedes can absolutely take it to the Finns down low if they choose to. They took it to a couple teams earlier in the tournament down low and were very successful in doing so. And hopefully Broberg doesn't end up having a glass body. Well, Broberg's not out of the lineup, and he seems very banged up, so that's what we're hoping to see him just stay healthy enough he doesn't long-term injure himself. And the Swedish forecheck going to work. They are absolutely running around Finland in their own zone. Finally, a shot on net. We're going to see what ends up going here. As Vitero behind his own net. Purinen takes a shot at Vist. And, well, you know what? Yes, Josh, that's the tough part. It's a first shot for Sweden halfway through the period. And they definitely have had a chance for 2 or 3 more at least to be tied with Finland in shots on net. And there's a battle, and here we go. Sweden, Finland getting nasty. Fist going at somebody in front of the Finnish net. You'll love to see it. This is what we tune in for. Definitely the hatred between the two countries in terms of hockey on ice. Cannot wait to see what they bring to us the rest of this game if they're already getting involved physically right out of the gate. It's going to be exciting, that's for sure. And I mean, hey, hope you stick on by as well. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the first half of the game so far, maybe you consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV and coming back for the Canada versus Czech Republic game at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, or just about 3 hours from now. We're halfway through this first period of hockey. 10-10 to go in the first period. Wraparound attempt, nothing going there. Sweetie, welcome in. And Jimmy, welcome in as well. Glad to have you along. Hope to have you along for Canada as well. Maybe not for the whole thing, but for 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah, I know you end up always at least stopping by. 9:52 to go. Puck's down the ice, and that will be another icing call against Sweden. Ladies and gentlemen, Emery, you want some information on maybe Philip Broberg? I'll give you some information on Philip Broberg, who doesn't really need to add much muscle or size. That's the weird part about him. He is already a very big kid for the Edmonton Oilers on that back end. I think 6'3", 6'4", depending where you look. But at the end of the day, the real challenging one is he is 6'3", 200 pounds. So yes, adding a couple more in weight would be good for us. The Swedes in on the attack, or Swedes in on the defense. That's the tough part for them. They have struggled at times to defend in this tournament. Finland comes up with it behind the Swedish net. The shot fired, backslide. Alnfelt makes the save, jamming away. Finland, Sweden, and all kinds of men piling on each other now. And oh boy, this game is going to be messy. Alnfelt looks injured. Alnfelt looks very hurt. He's getting up slowly. But this is awesome to see. Sweden, Finland going at each other in the medal rounds. Oh, say it ain't so. I am here for every second of this. Jimmy, thank you so much for adding a like on the stream, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't had a chance yet to do that, we're up to 67 likes on the stream. Total of 140 of you tuning in right now. We can easily hit 70, I'm sure. And did the Grand Prairie Storm have a good team in the last few years? Just asking because I used to live there. Michael, the Grand Prairie Storm were actually at risk of folding, I believe. They had to raise some money to keep the Grand Prairie Storm in Grand Prairie. They did a whole big thing way back in like 2015-16, and I'm not too familiar with what's going on with Grand Prairie. In fact, there is somebody in here that might be able to answer that question for you. and hopefully maybe he'll come in and get it going for us. All right, anyway, just going to quickly check some stuff on the back end of YouTube. Make sure the live stream's still healthy. Make sure everything is going good here. Stream settings look good. Viewer activity looks good. And everything looks good so far. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are cruising towards what's going to be a good day so far. And what I also said is 8,388 subscribers currently sitting at. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the goal for today is 8,400. So we're only 12 to go from there. Allenfelt jams his leg in a split position, and that's unfortunately potentially going to leave him in a lot of pain, that's for sure. And you want to see the game, no cap? Well, I understand there's probably about 100 people tuning in that want to see the game. I'm doing the best I can do for you and bringing you live play-by-play updates. Brett, welcome in as it's 9:17 to go in this first period. To the attack goes Sweden after a forecheck, successful to come up with the puck. It's bouncing around. Shot from Soderstrom. Nice to see him finally firing a puck from the point. And is what it is. Glad you're streaming here because Twitch is having a meltdown currently. I've heard Twitch has had a rough weekend. And winter is coming from Finland to Sweden. Well, let me tell you, winter is not fully struck here. There's a lot of snow in southern Alberta, but we currently find ourselves sitting here with plus temperatures in southern Alberta on Saturday, January 2nd. Ladies and gentlemen, the face-off won there by the Swedish side. Now the puck out into, well, that is the Swedish zone after a clear by the Finns. Now trying to set up an attack. There's Philip Broberg. He's going to go for a skate. And he is absolutely skating up a storm. Sweden's so confused with what Broberg's doing, they almost turned over at the point, but they're moving in. There's going to be a chance to fire it around back behind the net. And you love to see Sweden going to work along the boards. That is where they really succeed. Behind the net, down low, working the body and getting the job done. Broberg taking short shifts, being effective, moving the puck and dancing when he can. And you like to see that. Honestly, you don't want to see a defenseman here hogging all the ice time in the tournament. And, well, Philip Broberg definitely not doing that so far. As, well, is Broberg looking healthy? He's looking like he's saving himself, if I could say that lightly, Brett. As with 18:20 to go, I think Broberg's longest shift this game so far is about 34 seconds. So he's not going out there and playing too long on the ice. He's trying to save himself in case he's needed later in the game. And he's looking like he can actually skate again, but I mean that is also after a day's rest and not playing yesterday, right? So, and I don't know how much he ended up actually playing in that USA game. I didn't look at the time on ice statistics, so that's a whole other question as well. 8 minutes to go in this first period for Sweden and Finland, engaged in a 4-3 shot department game. That's a 0-0 score so far through the first 12 plus minutes of this hockey game. Now Finland again, another shot from the point, blocked in front by the Swedes. I would be very scared if I'm Sweden if one of those point shots happen to get through, because you know what, the amount the Finns have fired, they deserve one at this point the way they're going. So it'll be interesting to see if Finland can finally get one through at some point. There's a stick in the corner, Pyörinen out to play it. 7:26 to go in the first period. 4-3 the shots for Finland. They're trying to set up the attack here. A reminder, Canada versus Czech Republic live at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Keep in mind that, all right? As now, that's a hit and a block and a puck coming up for Philip Broberg, who's in flight. He overskates the puck just slightly, or the puck overskates him. I'm not too sure. Jimmy, you were brought over by Thrash. My goodness. I don't think I know that, but Thrash and I, we go back a long ways, that's for sure, and really appreciate everything he's done for me over the course of knowing him on YouTube. A lot of good advice coming from that guy in terms of just keep your head down and keep plowing. Puck in front of the net. Not really much danger there. And Jeff, Finland is surprising. Yes, Finland's been solid so far. They've taken the fight right to Sweden. They haven't been afraid to fire a point shot. And they've, again, right, the Finland, grind you down, wait yoke game, and hopefully strike at the right time to put you behind. And that's, I mean, what they're looking to do. The penalty early on to Sweden might have helped the flow of the game for Finland, for them to get their offensive juices flowing a little bit earlier than Sweden is what it is. But what do you do? As let's see if we can get this going here, as Sweden's going to try and move another puck into the zone. It's going to be down into the corner. And, well, Michael, now you're saying it's 1-0. Is it 1-0 for Sweden or Finland? That's rather ominous. As, ladies and gentlemen, we'll watch a goal unfold here, apparently, I guess. And this puck's going to go down into the Finnish zone behind the net. Again, that stick's still on the ice because we've had continuation of play so far. And now we're going to see back to the front of the net. That's got to go at some point. Sweden in on the attack. They're going to go across. Rip the shot. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Wow. What a shot by Lucas Raymond. Wow. That was unfriggin' believable. 5:32 to go in the first period. The fifth shot of the game. The second, the Swedes outshoot Finland. They get the goal. And watch this one. Niederbach on the top line now. Gets it going. He goes back to Raymond, who goes walking in. And there's all kinds of traffic. Man falling in front. And he absolutely fakes the pass. Goes top shelf back of the net. What a goal. Michael, thank you for keeping that one a surprise, because I don't think I could have even telegraphed that that was going to happen. The way the Swedes were going, they were setting up a pass across, and then all of a sudden a rip shot back net by Raymond. What a dandy for him there. 5:32 to go. Sweden takes the lead in the hockey game. The first lead of the game, the first goal, and Finland find themselves behind now by a goal. And again, like I said, Sweden is a strong team on the boards. They have the ability to outwork you on the boards, so it's nice to see them get rewarded for doing as much. Ladies and gentlemen, currently we find ourselves on commercial break and still very impressed by that play by the Swedish sniper, Lucas Raymond. I'm just going to quickly give you guys the stats so far because we have wrapped up the first hour of the live stream. Currently at 8,389 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And what I also have to say is last hour we ended up with 8,797 viewers tuning into Dolynny TV. That number means nothing without the next number I'm going to share with you. That number being 12,555 minutes watched. Just for reference, 12,555 minutes is a total of 209 hours. That is almost 24 hours times 10 days watched here on the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves just currently waiting for this commercial break to end. Sweden up 1-0 over top of Finland. Absolute insane start to this one with that beauty of a goal by Lucas Raymond. And again, this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, as we enter the new year, if you're ordering takeout to watch this game or the Canada game, what I have to tell you is I need you to tip your driver, your delivery driver, and make sure to buy from a local mom and pop restaurant. I'm not sitting here saying don't buy from Boston Pizza or Canadian Brew House, but if you can buy from a local restaurant in your town and put skates on a kid's feet for the next hockey season, please very well do it. And of course, tip your delivery drivers. We've got a couple guys in here I know that deliver food for money they count on, and you definitely have to tip your delivery drivers and start some good karma for yourself early here in 2021. But anyway, we're back to action. All right, Tyson's PSAs aside, we're back to action. 5:03 to go in the first period, and I should actually put that together in a intermission commercial. Actually build myself some commercials at some point this year. 4:54 to go in the first period. This puck's going to be frozen, blowing down, and that was it. Hansa, that was a good goal. That was a solid goal out of the Swedish sniper, Lucas Raymond. And is this actually going to be a penalty upcoming to a Finnish player? But there's Lucas Raymond. He's got a little bit of a red spot on his nose. I think he might have taken a stick up high at some point. 4:52 to go in this first period. It's 5-on-5. I thought they were waving somebody to the penalty box. They did not. Now Soderstrom at the blue line. He's going to chip it down. He is so elite with those backhand chips down into the zone, that's for sure. And am I getting a cut from delivery men? You'd almost swear I am, but there's a hold against Finland. And there's the penalty we were talking about possibly coming up. 4:42 to go in the period. Power play now for Sweden. Bad to worse for Finland. Give up a goal now. Well, get a power play as well. It's tough to go. Who scored, Ian? It was Lucas Raymond scoring for Team Sweden. An absolute dandy of a goal. And they're going to call that a hold on Raymond or something there against the Finnish defender, who's looking like, man, did I really just do that? I can't believe I did. That really sucks. I was stupid. Now I'm going to go sit in the box for it, and that really sucks because Sweden might score a goal. And it's Hellenius going for holding. And now we got to see if Finland can kill off the first penalty they've taken of the game. Sweden was able to do it. And I mean, Finland's PK has been solid, 87%. Sweden's power play, 33% so far this game. And now backing around the Swedish power play, trying to set up, of course, does not feature Philip Broberg on the top unit. They try to save him for the second unit power play situation. And oh boy, okay. Michael's not leaving this one to chance now. 4:07 to go, minute 25 in the power play. Raymond on the near side half wall. He's going to walk in, look for the pass. Now he's going to walk in from the point, and there's Soderblom. Oh my goodness. This guy is ridiculous. 6'7", corner of the net, Soderblom goes between the legs on Kari Purinen for his second tournament goal like that. This guy's ridiculous. What a pass down by Lucas Raymond, but that is the second time, and it's twice as nice, just as pretty as last time. Sweden coming out with everything. Look at this. Finland falls apart. You absolutely cannot leave Elmer Soderblom in front of the net like that. That's all he's going to do to you every single night. Bing, bang, boom, back of the net. Top corner, far side on Kari Purinen. Wow. Absolutely nuts, yeah. Elmer Soderblom, the tall freak, Anders, that's not a joke. The guy is 6'7", the softest hands you've seen on the corner of the net I think I've ever seen out of a guy that tall, and he makes it 2-0 on the power play. Lucas Raymond, his second point of the night already, and Sweden, they're off to a hot start now. 3:42 to go in this first period. Shot played across. That's not going to go anywhere for the Swedish side. They're going to snipe this one up ahead, and again, now they're into the zone. They're going to fire a puck off the pads of Purinen. They have 6 shots, 2 goals so far, and then Albert Johansson with the assist on the first Lucas Raymond goal. It's nice to see him do something, and Elmer Soderblom assists to Lucas Raymond to make it 2-0. And now 3:15 to go in this first period. Sweden, Finland engaged in a battle now. Finland kind of tried to work down Sweden by lulling them to death and just playing a chip it back, chip it with me game and wait you out to score a goal. Well, that no longer works. Excuse me. Because, well, guess what? Sweden has now struck twice to make it 2-0. 3:08 to go here. First period of play. And, Jeff, that does sound correct. I mean, I'd have to double check the Hockey DB on that, but I'd love to take that as an intermission entertainment type of thing after a bathroom break here in about 3 minutes time. The face-off in the Finnish zone. They're trying to work this one. Finally drop the puck, looking like NHL 21 there. Trying to drop the puck 6 or 7 times before they actually do. Elmer Soderblom's second goal of the tournament. He scored 2 goals that way, his only 2 goals of the tournament. And now back behind the net, this one's going to go get cycled by the Swedes. That's held up there, and that looks like interference coming up against the Finns, but it's not going to be, as play is now whistled down. Okay, I was going to say something had to be going. And Brett, Detroit Scouts have to be loving this. They'd love it more if Maurice Sider was on with the German squad, but unfortunately wasn't. But so far, Lucas Raymond, definitely a good chance. And there's going to be a cross-check to the Finns, who now have taken 2 penalties in this period and seem to be a little bit frustrated. And, oh, okay, that's where that hit was. Sorry, I thought the man just kind of tapped him and fell down, but that's an old 2-hander to the back of Sundsvik into the boards, and you're lucky his head didn't hit leading in there, or that would have been a major Niemela going for cross-checking to start. Soderblom and Raymond is from the same team and is playing for the next World Junior Cup city. Nice. All right, there we go. Little fun facts there. 2:32 to go in this first period. 1:47 to go on the power play. Headman ahead to Lucas Raymond, who once again is going to set things up. Soderstrom out there. You would have to say, fool me once, shame on me. You fool me twice, shame on me. If you're the Finnish defense, allowing, of course, Soderblom to score another big goal. That looks like it's going to be offside. 2:11 to go in this first period. Soderblom, they're going to show this goal all game long. Another beauty, and the way he did it was fantastic. And look at that. Soderblom just standing in there. He's taller than the goaltender. The goalie can't see anything over top of him. Poor Kari Pyörinen, because Pyörinen's been solid so far in the tournament, and now he has to battle against 6'7" freak of a machine, Soderblom, who very well could give Sweden the win over Canada in the gold medal game if that gets going. 2 minutes to go in this first period. 1:14 to go in the power play as Sweden loads up now. They are going to rip this shot in on Pyörinen, who will play it down, and Finland will play it out. 9 shots now for Sweden. Crazy turn of events how in a span of about 10 minutes they've now put up 9 shots as opposed to about 18 and a half minutes in which Finland's only put up 4 shots to open this period. Now shot number 10 in that 10-minute span for Finland and Sweden. Absolute insanity so far in this game, ladies and gentlemen. Those 2 beautiful goals to get it going. You can't deny how beautiful that one was out of Sweden to start from Lucas Raymond's stick. And then, of course, you can't deny how beautiful the goal was from Soderblom to score between the legs, top shelf, far corner. Mario Lemieux is 6'4". Yeah, I was going to say, I was going to peg him somewhere around 6'3", 6'4". Zdeno Chara, Tyler Myers up there, 6'8", 6'9". Yeah, there's been some crazy tall guys in the NHL history. Zdeno Chara up there at 6'9". That's insanity that he's played as long as he has, as well as he has. And now with the Washington Capitals is Finland on the defense on this penalty kill. Broberg fires across a pass for the one-timer that missed wide. And now they're still trying to look to maybe queue up that one-timer, possibly. There's the shot saved by Pyörinen, who's now made shot number 11, save number 9 of the hockey game. I'd love to see Broberg shoot the puck more, but Sweden is definitely a between-the-dots distribution power play team. And, well, they don't often use the point shot as much as maybe they would be able to with some of the guys they have up there. Vinny Heinola grinding it out for Sweden, or for Finland, pardon me, against this Swedish squad on the power play. That's going to be fired out of the zone. Ian, yes, Koskinen is 6'7", 6'6", depending if you ask somebody else kind of deal, but it's crazy. The goaltenders in the NHL nowadays. This one going to be dumped in here, and now you've got a chase on for the puck on the power play. Finland trying to flip it out, and they will flip it out for sure. And now Johansson back there with the puck. There's Soderstrom out there. He will come up with the puck now. And, well, this is going to turn around. A couple of Finnish players turn around. A Swedish player or two as well. 20 seconds to go on my TV screen. In case you needed to know that I was delayed, Josh has already done the first period. 13 now inside the last 10 seconds to go. Finland trying to get on the attack. Sweden doing just enough to keep them off the puck now. There might be one last shot. This one blocked in front once again by the Swedes. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what I call a solid opening period of hockey out of Team Sweden and Team Finland. What an effort so far. I'm Tyson, the Dolynny TV. If you enjoyed the effort out of Finland and Sweden to start this game, I appreciate you being along, listening to a semi-retired Junior B broadcaster bringing you hockey coverage. It's my pleasure to bring you along for what's been a solid game so far, and I would love if you could hit that like button as everybody's joining back into the stream here, all of a sudden back up to 261 people. I'd appreciate everybody sitting here, if you could support me, and of course sit here and consider hitting that subscribe button in this intermission as I ramble on. But ladies and gentlemen, what I do have to say is another big shout out to my man X-Snipes Edmonton Oilers for allowing me access to watch the game live so far today and throughout the tournament. And secondarily to that, I would like to give you this intermission entertainment. A couple of shorts I put together during last weekend to keep you entertained while I go take a quick, well-earned bathroom break. If I can get out of my chair here, I'll play it for you, and we'll get going for the next minute and a half.
This
is Dolynny TV. This is the Dolynny TV front license plate. What a beautiful piece of merch put together by my buddy up in Cold Lake. Well, let me tell you, you ever see this driving around? You probably want to get off the sidewalks. Just saying. This is Dolynny TV. And that was nothing but net. This is Dolynny TV. You may be wondering why I'm standing out here in nothing but a tank top in about minus 15 degrees Celsius weather. Well, let me put it to you this way. Why do people cheer for the Calgary Flames? Exactly. Some things just don't make sense. This is Dolynny TV. This is a piece of cardboard. That is a towel. And if that towel could speak, it would tell me, no, you're a towel. This is Dolynny TV. Hold on. Let me take this from a different approach, all right? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tyson Dolynny, and welcome into Imperial Oil Place in Cold Lake this evening. It's the Cold Lake Ice versus St. Paul Canadians in Game 4 of the NEHJBHL Round 1 Playoff Series. Right? I think so. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, just had to take that extra second to get the water there for sure. Got to go get the tumbler out of the kitchen, have a little bit of fun, use it for the first time this holiday season. Might as well, ladies and gentlemen. 2-0 for Sweden after the first period of hockey, and I need to see what we can get going here. As Kevin, this is an Edmonton Oilers channel, so I'd be careful who you're telling the Oilers suck to. I just caution you on that. As ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. We have covered the first period of play, 2-0 for Sweden over top of Finland. A couple of beautiful goals for the Swedish squad to start the hockey game, that is for sure. And what I have to say is you got to consider sitting here and staying tuned for the Canada game, alright? That's all I got to say. Come back for the Canada game. It's going to be a blast to have you along. And so far, this stream's been pretty solid to have everybody along as well. So I'd love to enjoy a solid game for Canada after a solid game here between Finland and Sweden. So let's see what we get going here. It's 9:68 to go. Bing bang, 8:796, bang, and 8:14. As we'll just take a little detour to the chat here. It's just called out. Well played. Hey, all good, Kevin. All good. As Michael. Trading Nuge? No, trading Nuge is not a good option for the Oilers. That is one thing I will tell you. That is a no-go here on Dolynny TV. It is a complete non-starter. When you say, well, we should trade Nuge for, I tell you, nope, not happening. Ladies and gentlemen, for Sweden, they should not trade anything about their effort for anything else about their effort. That was a very solid first period for Team Sweden. They hung with the Finns when they were trying to rope it open, just play them, lull them to sleep kind of hockey, and then strike when the opportunity was there. They survived the penalty kill early in the period, and then they end up going 2-0 after a couple of good, solid minutes of hockey late in the period. All right, what do we got going here? We've got, not much, everybody's having that debate about Nuge for sure. And the last thing that we need to do is trade Nurse to the Canucks and have him become a very solid defenser. And that's for sure. And what else do we got? I think I missed something in the chat. Oh yes, Tim, you did say something about the Oilers needing to develop a goalie. Well, don't worry. The Oilers are developing a young Russian netminder by the name of, it might just be Ilya Konovalov, who will be developed in the Oilers system in no time at all here by the end of this season, perhaps by the start of next season. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the recap of this period of hockey. Sweden versus Finland. 2-0 after the first period for Sweden. 10-3 the shots on net for Sweden as well. Lucas Raymond from Johansson and Elmer Soderblom from Lucas Raymond. About 2 minutes apart, minute and a half apart, are your two goal scorers. Kaspero Putajo got the one shot on net for Finland. Oscar Kvist, I always struggle with that one, is the leading shot man with 2 shots on goal for Sweden. Points goes to Lucas Raymond, who has 2. Kari Pirinen, an 800 save percentage, and Hugo Alnefelt with 3 saves so far this game. Quick check of the Oilers Twitter list, just in case we're missing anything, and see if we can't get something going between the legs back shelf. And the first period of Sweden versus Finland has been sponsored by the Detroit Red Wings. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Prawn. All right. Not much else going on here in terms of news for the Oilers and Twitter, so that's good, solid for us. And just a little note from a guy on Twitter that Broberg is playing a calm game collected so far. And yeah, you know what, for Broberg is he's just got to keep battling. It's going to be tough for him to go out there and battle through what is an injury for him. So hopefully today he can keep that up and play a full 60 and be a very impactful player for his team so far, enough to get the job done for the team. All right, let's see what we get going here the rest of the way home. The best way to ruin a good hockey team is to trade him to the Canucks. I mean, that would ensue that Darnell Nurse is a good hockey player. He can be a good hockey player, but he's been kind of shaky for the Oilers over the past 2 years. And it's still candy from kids to have my optimism. Well, I mean, I am still young, mid-20s guy. The world hasn't beat me down fully yet. I haven't hit the 30s. When I do that, maybe we'll have a different discussion here on Dolynny TV. And let's see what we have going on here. Live in Ottawa, so Sens fan. Kevin, you're all over the map. Like to see that. The Canadian games will be fun. I look forward to tuning on by when the Canucks and Sens are facing my Edmonton Oilers. It'll be a fun time. Ladies and gentlemen, currently on the stream looking for like number 80. If anyone can do that, that'd be clutch up. And let me currently see if I can get you. If you're in the chat and you're talking Oilers, well, let me tell you, I've got something for you here to do. Some intermission entertainment. All the hockey fights I've filmed, it's currently in the chat. I was a former Junior B broadcaster in another life, and of course that comes with Junior B hockey fights, some of the best in the business going to work that you've never seen. So if you have a chance, go check out that live stream, or that playlist, pardon me, of all the fights I've collected. Would be some educating factor there for you on my hockey career for sure. And then, as well as that, it's Finland versus Frölunda. Yeah, an excellent effort so far out of Lucas Raymond and Elmer Soderblom, who have been fantastic in this hockey game, scoring 2 very dynamic, very excellent, fun to watch goals for us watching on TV this afternoon. And let's see what we get going here, as I'm just trying to see. I've got a couple comments coming in here on YouTube. And so far, things are looking a little bit fun for us here, heading into that Canada game for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, last hour on the live stream, 13,338 hours to go. And Kevin, that's the thing. Here on Dolynny TV, one thing I can guarantee you to everybody in the chat, I've done very well throughout this past 5-6 years, is I don't swear on the channel. I don't swear, and I think the nice thing you can do back to me is just don't swear, right? Just, you don't know who's watching the live stream. I mean, I know as far as people have commented, there are kids as young as 5 years old watching the live stream, and there are folks as old as 75, 80 tuning into the live stream and, of course, watching along. So if it's something you wouldn't say to your 5-year-old nephew or say in front of your 75-year-old grandfather, there you go. Straight up, that's what you need to know. That's what you say in the chat. If it's acceptable for both audiences, then you can say it in the chat. Now, I know some of us, family life is a little different, and you say some different things in front of different family members, but generally speaking, the way we conduct ourselves is what I'm asking. And the world, take it from someone turning 40 this year and has had some beatdowns, Brett, that is the thing. I mean, I've had some good beatdowns over my course of my life as well, but the one thing is, you can sit here and either let it beat you down, or you can sit there and beat it back a little bit and stay in that happy middle zone of, yeah, life sucks, but I'm going to make it what I can make it. Here we go. Let's see quickly if we have any updates on the stats here in this intermission because, yeah, Finland now officially, once again, credited with the goal, fourth shot, Igor Larionov, on our television screens again. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say, if you have a chance, if you've thought about hitting that subscribe button, Kevin, maybe this applies to you, and you want to hear some more Oilers coverage from a guy that isn't me, well, Edmonton Oilers, coverage by X Snipes in the chat here as well, is looking to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark sometime here as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, we find, yeah, that's right. See, we've got it all across the board, and that's the cool part. So, if you have an opinion, share it with some logic. Only swearing and name calling means you probably don't have much of an argument. That is absolutely true, Tim. And the other part is, too, when you get into the swearing and the name calling, usually it's based on feelings. And something Tim and I very much so agree on is using your feelings to argue a point generally doesn't work out for you or the guy or lady you're arguing with. It's not just it's a bad argument from your side, it just generally does not pan into anything very good. I feel this way, I feel this way. You're butting heads over the way you feel, not over the facts, and that generally really hurts both sides. I'm going to tell you that. I've learned that. As we await this game to get back underway here, Canada awaiting Czech Republic at 5 p.m. Finland, Sweden. Sweden currently leads 2-0. Michael, it's tough go, but I make it happen. And Kevin, hopefully, right? Hopefully. Most underrated piece, the Detroit dynasty in the late 90s, early 2000s, Igor Larionov. I love the guy simply because way back when I played NHL Hut, I think it was NHL 19 Hut, Hockey Ultimate Team on the PS4. The dude's card was always the cheapest, but no matter what, you could sell it for everything, for sure. So I'm not sitting here talking about the early 2000s Detroits. I'm talking Igor Larionov making the difference for me, being able to afford a team that could compete online. I know, weird. Youth of today, right? Let's see what else we got going on here. Tyson just wanted to say, I love the Oil discussion video and the live streams, but best Oilers content on YouTube. Paul, appreciate that. I hope you have had a chance to check out my man X Snipes Edmonton Oilers, who also covers the Oilers. The funny part about him and I, we will have the exact same situation where it's, hey, you know what? Here's Carter Savoy, and here I am, Dolynny TV, talking about him coming to the World Juniors next year, and here you've got X Snipes talking about how it's just the perfect draft pick, how everything works out, and it's nice to see a development path for him as well. So we'll find out. And McToes, did I see what Elliot Friedman said about the best player in Canada? Apparently it was Elias Pettersson. I, as an Oilers YouTuber, will reserve comment on that one because everybody already has seen me twice or three times in the past 2 months foam at the mouth about Elias Pettersson in the All-Canadian division. We currently sit 2-0 in the intermission for Team Sweden on top of Team Finland. Grew up watching 99, the 80s, best hockey ever, Kevin. A time I wish I could have been alive for, because you know what, I love all this technology and stuff, but it would have been much simpler back then from everything I understood of the time, for sure. And what time is the Canada game, Andrew? 5 p.m. Mountain Time. So we await that. This is kind of the pre-game warm-up situation. We got 2.5 hours to go before that, and then we'll be off and running with a heck of a game. Well, my sister just got a free dog for the day. She just took in a dog off the street. Isn't that something? There we go. Doing the good deeds up there in northeastern Alberta this afternoon. And why does Sportsnet hate the Oilers so bad? Well, because everybody hates the Oilers apparently. That's just the fashionable thing to do, I guess you could say. I don't know. Straight up, if I have an answer for that, I'd be doing pretty solid at this point finally. And the Oilers, 1980s, nothing ever like it, never again. Well, Kevin, I doubt we will. How many Hall of Famers on one team in 1983? That's a good question. A lot of them. 967. Doing a quick math here. And we'll see what I come up with. There we go. Solid so far. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so far, 10,779 folks have stopped on by the live stream. Appreciate everybody tuning in this afternoon. That's something I can't understate enough. I'm a guy who struggles to put that stuff into words, but I appreciate everybody coming on by and at least helping out the effort this evening on this live stream. Very much so appreciated. As we now find ourselves still on commercial break here in this intermission. And how long do I need to watch the ads for to get revenue? The last few have been 2 minutes plus. Brett, I don't have any formula. I don't have a clue. It's all taken care of by YouTube. And somehow, end of the day, there's still some kind of something happening on my back end. So it's interesting for sure. And tough not to love your local team guy. Tim, that is for sure. All right. You guys going to... yeah, we missed out, that's for sure. Too bad we don't have 99 and 11 on the same team with 97, 29, 56, and 93. Well, one could argue 97 and 29 in today's NHL may very well, if they tune in defensively and offensively this season, could be more effective than 99 and 11 were back in the day. I mean, stat comparison, not going to match up. Nothing's really going to match up, but maybe in terms of Oilers production it'll match up. I doubt it. 5 cups, whatever your amount of years, that's tough to match. All right, Lucas Raymond. It's Dennis Bayak and Craig Button, the call for this game between Sweden and Finland. I was going to say it's definitely not Gordon Miller on the call. 2-1 Russia defeated Team Germany earlier in tournament action today, and now, of course, Lucas Raymond, who's been buzzing all game. McDavid's defense is still bad. A lot of the Oilers' defense is still bad. That's the key, Andrew. Is the question mark is just, and it's not that they can't play defense. That's what everybody gets wrong. Is they say McDavid, Draisaitl can't play defense. They can't. They don't want to play defense, or they don't engage defensively, and I guess that's the thing. It's not that they don't play defense; they just don't engage enough. So it'll be interesting to see if that fight kind of comes out a little bit more this year, and you see him stick lifting a couple of poke checks away a little bit more. I don't know how to put that in words. Just kind of throwing things at the wall here, as I don't even have a clue what I'm watching on my TV set right now. The Swedish forward Alexander Holtz dropped his stick between the Finnish forward on his wings skates, and they just both sat there and looked at each other like, now what, am I going to get a penalty or are you? It was kind of ridiculous. Shot fired in front, save made maybe by Purinen into the corner, or a shot missed wide, and we're back to second period action in this one. Philip Broberg appears to be out there. He's going to shield off a man. He's going to take a hit, make a play, and ooh, what a dangle snipe in hands there. Oda Niederbach, who's gotten up onto the top line. Nice to see him pulling out the moves, dancing around a man. Lucas Raymond out there as well for Team Sweden, who will fire this one off the side of the net. This goes to the middle, and there's Elmer Soderblom getting in on the attack. He can't find anything. Now you've got Raymond firing a puck. Now all of a sudden you got Sweden. Unlike the first 10 minutes of the game, they are not afraid to shoot the puck on Purinen. Things go in, right? And it's going to be interesting to see what happens here the rest of the way. And Andrew, a quick note on Broberg. How's he supposed to look good when he's got a full leg injury and a full foot injury? That's kind of the hard part. And nowadays, rest, it's done wonders, but he still looks very tentative out there for sure. So hopefully Philip Broberg continues the strong play from the first period. But I mean, you look at him, he takes 34, 40-second shifts, not any long extended shifts like you'd expect out of a number one D-man for Team Sweden in this tournament. He's not even leading his team in time on ice per game. So that's the other side too. As here we go, 18:24 to go in this second period. Finland all of a sudden on the boards, running around Sweden in their own zone. D not coming up, shot from the point instead, gets through, blocked in front by Alnefelt. And now Finland looking to set up the attack. Once again, they're going to rip this shot, blocked again off the blocker. Alnefelt, a couple of difficult saves early in on this second period. Now this shot. Man, nice play there. And what a play by this Finnish attacker, the defenseman, to get the shot through. You like that. Now Finland, again, back into the offensive zone. Rips it in off the boards. And, well, Hedstrom gets it going. And now 0-2 the blue line. It's going to be fired in. And, well, now you've got the Swedes back along the end boards. Oof, that was a nasty hit, man. Yeah, get in his face. That's going to result in some nasties here between Sweden and Finland. That was a brutal hit from behind. Oh, yeah, there it is, Michael. I just heard that. Wow. The referee giving it as it is. Do you want it or not? You're not going to get it if you keep fighting up like that. But that was a brutal hit. Just rode him in there and in through the numbers extension into the boards. 17:34 to go. And Hedstrom goes to play that puck. And here's what I'm talking about, in through the numbers. Arm on the numbers, head into the boards, collapses the man. Down he goes, and that, oh, and he gets kicked in the face. Gets kicked in the face by his own teammate for sure. And I will tell you guys, the hair looking as good as it does today, I have no clue how I pulled it off. I let it dry for pretty much 4 hours and then decided to do it and threw some water and gel together and it worked out, I guess. I don't know. I'm telling you. I've had some good hair days in the past. If you guys are saying it's good hair day, obviously it's good hair day. Now, shot from the point, Niemela. Absolute beauty of a shot to get it through. Blocker save by the defense of the Swedes. And you want a suit and tie, Kev? I will give you a suit and tie for the Canada game. That's normally, Tim would know, a Saturday tradition here on Dolynny TV, and I decided I'm just not going to wear suit and tie for both games. I'll do it for the Canada versus Czech game, so make sure to tune in. I'll be looking right sharp for that one for sure. But we've still got 37 minutes and 8 seconds of hockey to get through between Sweden and Finland. They lead 12-7 and 2-0 does Sweden. They're on the power play after the hit from behind or board or cross check or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the official penalty call was. I wasn't paying attention. I was talking about my hair. Come on, you know what I'm up to. 16:50 to go in this second period now. Everybody else is upstairs laying on the couch having a nap, and here I am active as a bat in 2:37 in the afternoon here in Alberta, southern Alberta, might I add. The power play now sets up for Sweden. They're looking for an option. They've got Soderstrom at the point. He's going to fire a shot through. Nice kick save, block shot by the Finnish defender Anton Lundell. Back the other way comes Finland in on the attack. They're going to turn back. They'll have a man wide. They'll rip the shot on the felt off of him. It goes into the corner. And will you play Sharp Dressed Man as an intro? I once had a really good hair day and played that song for myself going to an awards show in high school. I definitely will not do that again. That was a one-time thing. Although, let me tell you, that song still bangs to this day. Philip Broberg, 15:54 to go in this second period. He dances in, passes off, almost had a shot on net, but couldn't get it going. Absolute gorgeous play by Philip Broberg, who now sees his team in the offensive zone set up behind the net. Man fans on the pass, goes back around the boards. And Broberg's just standing out there at the blue line. He's going to find a pass across. That's down the boards to Gunler. Gunler's going to go low, and that's going to go across crease. Not back of the net, though. 15:28 to go. The penalty's killed, and it's back the other way. 2-on-1 for the Finns. But look at that play by Philip Broberg to engage his man, tie him up, take the puck out of his skates, and get his team back going the other way. 15 minutes now left in this second period. It's been zipping along a little bit faster than perhaps that first period. And I mean, it's still nice to see Finland and Sweden, after all these years, going head to head in the World Juniors, attacking each other, playing a little physical, right, compared to World Juniors hockey, how it normally is. But yes, this is a solid game so far, Hansa. I've loved what I've seen, and ooh, there you go. You guys are talking about that. All right, there's no surprise in that, Michael, when you give a score there. That's now a nice hit saved by the Finns off of the stick of Pyörinen. He'll play it to his man. 14:36 to go. 12-8 the shots on goal for Finland, but here, or for Sweden, ooh, my goodness. Wow, the Finns absolutely just sliced and diced the Swedes from their own blue line all the way to back of the net. That was incredible. That was a rush. That is like Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl material there that you normally see. That was gorgeous by the Finns from actually behind their own net. The Swedish defender misses something there. It goes back and around, and what a gorgeous play. Kevin, thank you so much. Hey, $5 on the board. That's the first donation of the day, and hopefully I see you back for the Canada game, because now I got to deliver that suit. There's money on me delivering the suit and tie, and of course, perhaps the purple shirt being busted out, by the way. I have that one hanging in the closet. I saw it this morning when I was thinking about streaming, so we'll potentially bust out the old purple shirt and black suit combo. If anyone wants a preview, it does look sharp. 14:24 to go. Kevin's on the board here for the next little bit, as we've got a total of 14:29 to go in this, or 14:19, pardon me, in this second period. Now a 2-1 game. Henri Nikkanen gets the goal for Finland, and this one back to the point now for Sweden. Broberg hesitates, waits, and well, nothing going there, as this one will be out of the zone. And am I streaming the game for Canada? YRG, you betcha I am. Lucas Raymond hurting. He's had a couple of minor nicks and bruises so far this tournament. Hopefully this one not too serious. And now this one's going to go back behind the net. 13:35 to go in the second period. Finland moving the puck out of their own zone now through the neutral zone. It's going to be in on the attack. Vinny Heinola. And man, wow. Oh my goodness. Like the Finns, they just get through the neutral zone and they spend 5 seconds in the zone the past 2 attacks, and they have had 2 goals to be rewarded for it. The shots are now close, 13-10, and you talk about it, right? The Finns now have 10 shots compared to the Swedes 3 in this period. My goodness, slicing and dicing, that is for sure, through the neutral zone. As soon as they get the puck in on the attack, look at that. Swedish defenders missing Heinola 4 times almost. Back of the net. How do you defend that? How do you defend that? Brutal. As 1, 2, 3, 4 Swedes miss Vinny Heinola, and it's back of the net on Johansson and Soderstrom, who I think probably have the worst plus minus in the tournament, and that is just on the stick of Aku Radi, waiting there, tapping it backdoor home, backdoor tappity tap goal. And yes, sirree, it's a 2-2 hockey game. All right, we're in it for it now. And under review. Is it under review for offside, potentially? That could be what it could be. Offside challenge, you betcha. All right, never mind. Nobody talked about that. All right. Oh, Michael, you did say offside challenge. Sure. Missed that. Now you got the linesman getting in there. It's the first time I've seen an offside challenge. And Gunler, the Swedish bench. No goal. Oh. That's coming up saying no goal for Finland. That's rough. Oh man. Oh man. Dude's a full foot offside. Look at them. They're just sitting there. Ay. Right there it is. Heinola. Oh, Heinola goes to skate the man at the line, and the dude's just a mile offside, Sam. No goal for sure on that one. Tough callback is what it is. Here's the official review, and nothing there at all. Well, Tim, if there weren't a certain NHL player named Matt Duchene that did a certain thing, the offside challenge wouldn't be a thing, I don't think, yet. But incredible. That's tough. Watch this right here on the blue line. He's a foot offside. That is rough. That is absolutely rough. He was ready for the pass. I mean, what are you even looking for right there? Look as the Finnish attacker in the middle of the Swedish zone just across the blue line. I'm sure, like, if you outskate the man, you've got a partial breakaway. But that's tough. So, now Finland trails 2-1 after tying it up 2-2 and having a goal taken back. And there's some nasties going on here between a Finnish center and a Swedish center. Is what it is. Back the other way. 13:20 to go in the second period. Finland coming on strong. Well, it's nice to see them wake up. They kind of had that lull you to sleep game early in the first period, and then Sweden said, yeah, enough of this, we're going to score some goals. And now all of a sudden, Sweden's getting exposed defensively, whether it be whatever line. Now, honestly, I don't think Broberg's been too badly exposed, but you don't expect him to be. The other 2 lines for Sweden definitely getting exposed here. And now, Swedes are just falling all over the ice. The Swedish skates, I don't know if the edges have been lost, but look at this. They are firing shots on net. Our Finland just dancing around the Swedish defense in their own zone. Craziness to see. 12:40 to go in this second period. Finland, they've turned the tables a little bit here, and well, they almost turned the tables completely, but you know what? Now they got to get hungry and get going. Don't get defeated by that, and they don't see that they're too defeated by that. And now this one's going to be flipped through the neutral zone, and well, now we got to see what we get going here. This one's going to be played off the boards. Sweden in on the attack. That's going to be shot, saved off of a stick, and what? I'm sorry, how does that work? It's a race to the dots, I think, in the IIHF. Oh, that's not an icing. Okay, so it's a high stick. It's a high stick that gets called. That's what Dennis Bayak and Craig Button just decided to tell us. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense, I might say, because that was a little weird to say. The Swedes need to use their body more hits. The Swedes need to just keep running the pace. They were doing well early or late in that first. If they can get back to that, they'll be just fine. So here we go. We've got ourselves finding some information maybe on Twitter here about what's going on with the Edmonton Oilers roster. Elmer Soderblom's beautiful goal. Tim Stutzel, Stutzla. There you go. See, I got it. Is flying to Ottawa late tonight. No word on if he'll need a police escort from Yao, but there's plenty of excitement for his rival both inside and outside the Senators organization. And that's about all you've got there on Twitter in terms of updates. Said it was high stick when the stick was knocked down. Yes, it was. Yes, so when Brad Lambert touched it, that's why it was whistled down, I guess. Here we go. Alright, Finland. They're talking about tying it up. That was a nice little chance there for Sweden's defense to try and clear a puck, and instead of shot on net. I don't even know what I'm saying. Hold on. I'm all kinds of turnaround. I literally just flipped my TV over. I was listening to Craig Button's audio and nothing was making sense in my head. How about Philip Broberg in off of the faceoff? Now he's going to come back the other way. He's back to the blue line. That's what's nice about him. He always, as soon as he loses that puck, he's not looking for it. He's looking to turn around and get back and play some defense. That's one thing. Whether you've liked his defense or not, that's one thing that's been noticeable about him, is the fact that he goes back there as soon as that puck's on the other sticks, he's back trying to make the play defensively just as much as he was trying to make an offensive play. There's an icing against Finland. 11:34 to go in the second period. And I guess, based on what I understand of rules in the NHL and the IIHF, is if that was even ruled a high stick and then Lambert went down the ice and touched it, because it was in the Finnish zone, it would act essentially the same as an icing. No? If somebody can correct me on that, that would be great. Broberg, quick play there. He's going to get it off the boards, turn it over. Now it's off the skate of Elmer Soderblom, and it's down the ice for Sweden, who are going to get back to forechecking, and there you go. They pick up a puck. They get a chance, and it's going to be quickly off a skate and away from the front of the net. This one back the other way into the Swedish zone. Johansson and Soderstrom having all kinds of difficulty behind their net. Once again, that's no shock all of a sudden this tournament. This one's going to be fired out, and oof. That bit, did that bite Lucas Raymond in the ear or the side of the face? That hurt somehow, whether it be a stick or a puck. And this one back behind the net. And how did the Germans do so well against the Russians? They had their full squad, Jeff. The German squad was no joke. That's the thing. They were a very good team this year. They just had a whole bunch of guys, unfortunately, down with the sickness, I guess you can say, to make a music reference and just avoid talking about it. 10:28 to go. And, well, second period, halfway done. Sweden, not much to do this period so far. Only a total of 4 shots. Finland, they've come on strong, made a game of it. 6-4 the shots this period in favor of them. And now you've got them shooting the puck down, and it's going to be fired into Sweden territory. Alnefelt will come out and play it, and it's off of the glass, face off inside of the zone. Raymond hurt. Looks to have taken it off the teeth, and this one's going to be right there. They'll have the replay. Oh, nails him right in the nose and hits him in the mouth and everything. That had to hurt. Ooh. Wow, Raymond's had a rough game. He's hurting. He's hurting, man. And 10:01, the Finns playing a little greasy like the Russians were the other night. I mean, the Russians, they did it to perfect effect. Have Sweden cry and foul every time they looked at him, essentially, in that later going of the period. And it was a solid game plan by the Russians. Yeah, there's some blood there by Lucas Raymond. I think it's off the top of his lip. And yes, loser goes home, or in the case of some losers in this tournament, in the quarterfinals, they will go to NHL camp. Oof. Ouch. 9:50 to go in the second period. That's going to be blasted out of the zone by the Swedes, who will now go down and, well, find themselves trying to forecheck the Finnish defense to turn over a puck in their own zone for maybe the fourth or fifth time this game. It's not going to work. Now Finland in on the forecheck after the dump in off the half wall, and, well, Sweden comes up with it. They're good on the boards. They should be able to do that in their defensive zone as well. And, well, that one's just an awkward puck playing around. Fist out there looking for it for Sweden. He finds a stick of a Finnish attacker. And, yeah, Michael, the Oilers training camp still not officially announced. And what I am very much so wondering, something we have to pay attention to as Oilers fans today, does Philip Broberg's tournament end today? If Philip Broberg's tournament ends today, you will see Philip Broberg, I think, for whatever reason, on the Swedish squad, going from there to wherever Oilers training camp is. Oh, just up 109th Street at Nate Arena at Nate Main Campus in Edmonton. That, for whatever reason, I mean, Ken Holland's played shy about, no, he's going back to Sweden, he's going to finish out the year. But now all of a sudden you've got Sweden in a midday quarterfinal game, controlling the puck off the wall and setting up an attack here. And the weird part being, the Oilers training camp roster still not announced. And according to Jason Greger, there's still one more name they're just trying to finalize, whether it be an injury or whether it be Philip Broberg, right? That's what I'm thinking. There's something crazy going here. And I want to know kind of what happens in this game to find out what happens with Mr. Broberg and the Edmonton Oilers for this season. Or are the Oilers working on a contract? You just don't know. Or are they signing a PTO? Or what are they doing? I'm not 100% sure. But how about Philip Broberg? He's on the ice now, flipping it in to the Finnish zone. That's going to be met there by Holtz, who gets on the attack. Raymond's back out there after bloodied lip and all on the bench, but he's good to go, taking that puck to the face. 7:40 to go in this second period. Ladies and gentlemen, let's carry it home because we've only got less than half a game to play. Shot on, Purinen, save made, Raymond bodied in front. And Michael, the thing is it wise to have him at camp even though he's injured? That's the interesting part, right? That's where I hesitate to say that's what's actually going on. But I mean, that's really the only weird logical thing that makes any sense to me at this point as to why he'd be playing shy to put out the training camp roster. So there's a couple of ideas about what could happen. And I mean, the Philip Broberg thing's only one that makes sense of many. And let's see what's going on. Summerblood. Yeah, so there's nothing going on there. In terms of that, the stats say 13-7. The shots for Sweden, that doesn't fully make sense. They haven't added the shots on TSN. They're struggling to keep up here, apparently. Goals, though, 2-1. And yeah, they're still crediting the shots 13-7. That doesn't make sense. So I'm not trusting any of these stats other than the fact that Emil Viro has a total of 1 point for Finland this game. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't had the chance already and you've stuck around the live stream this long, may I ask that you consider hitting that subscribe button and leaving a like on the live stream, and hitting that subscribe button, especially if A, you're an Oilers fan, or B, you're coming back for the Team Canada stream later this evening? And that would be the number one thing I'm going to ask. So now, TSN Direct, I'm just going to quickly give you a couple other streams to maybe go check out here for the rest of the second period by the chance. And Mr. X Snipes Edmonton Oilers up to 225 subscribers. Good on you. As John with Hot Take Hockey has 199 folks watching him on his live stream. That's always a fun time. If you want a chaotic, fun chat, on hyped up chat. I mean, John does a very good job of keeping the chat active all throughout the game. You want to go check that out and see what the other 199 people are up to. And your Butler, I don't know what you're talking about. Let's find ourselves getting into the rest of this second period. 7:15 to go. The shot down the ice. This one's going to be played off the boards there by Sweden out of their own zone now. Finland trying to come up with the puck. They can't. Back into the Finnish zone comes Sweden. They're in half wall. Now to the point. They're cycling there. Philip Broberg looking to find that puck. It's shot saved by Pyronen. Into the corner. Back of the boards. Off and worked. Down to the man. Again, far side corner for the Swedes. They're in. Attacking the boards. I mean, maybe nice to see them shoot the puck here, but they're attacking the boards, making the Finns work to get the puck off them. Maybe that's all it is. Philip Broberg falls down, turns the puck over, recovers. He's back defensively, and he will find that puck behind his own net. He'll go around the boards now. This one played off, and the Finns come up with the puck. They'll fire it, shoot, and, well, save made by Alnefelt, who's only been beat once this game. And now, this one off the boards. It'll be back across, and now Finland shot from the point, save in the chest by Alnefelt. Big glove save there, and well, it's done and dusted right there to get it going. 6:08 to go in the second period of hockey. Olason, the 13th forward, gets a shot on net, deflects off of the skate of the Finnish defender, and Pyronen just right place, right time to make a pad save. Luckily there for him, that is for sure. Sorry, I got to move the mic just a little bit up. 24, 23, and 8 career record with Windsor of the Ontario Hockey League does Pyronen have, and it will be interesting to see as he develops along the way. I think draft eligible this season. Shot and another one in front of the net from the point. Doesn't go in back of the net. Finland's had a couple great point shots. They've only done that beautiful one that went back in the net, end-to-end rush. And now Finland, Sweden engaging again physically, and maybe Hedstrom looking to throw down the gloves. You don't see that in the IIHF, because that ends up in a whole bunch of nasties for you. But my goodness, they were looking to get scrumming at least, bare minimum there for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, as we're on another commercial break, TSN doing a good job of throwing those commercial breaks in there early and often throughout this period, that's for sure. And well, ladies and gentlemen, we've crossed 11,600 views on the live stream today. That is absolutely insane to me. I did not expect that to start off the day, and we look forward to having an even crazier stream against the Czech Republic as Team Canada. Oh my goodness. Ouch. Only one there. Maybe only one there, so that's solid. And as we sit on commercial break, let me see if we can't find ourselves any news here. But post-game, Russia head coach Igor Larionov talks to TSN Bob McKenzie. Absolutely. What do we got? It is what it is. Same vibe. Larionov, pretty much the holograms. That's essentially what that is. All right. A lot of people in the truck working this game for us, bringing the live national feed across TSN. 2 players go to the box. It's 4-on-4 between Sweden and Team Finland. Now you expect to see, and you do see Philip Broberg out there. And Jeff, that's one thing. Growing up in northeastern Alberta, growing up where, you know what, you have the farm boys playing on all the hockey teams, rough and tumbly guys that go out there. They're big, hulking kids to begin with, and then they grow into hulking guys. Well, you know what? Fighting in hockey absolutely belongs and needs to stay. I cannot imagine a time where we have pretty much just stick and puck is what it would then become. And Finland on the attack now after a turnover by Sweden. They're going to go behind the net. Broberg all of a sudden, yeah, Broberg's starting to look a little bit slower suddenly. That's not good news for us Oilers fans, but hopefully it's getting it going. And we'll see what they can do here is now Finland. A minute 06, 4-on-4. Nice recovery by the Swedish player to force a turnover. Now Finland off the boards. Akurati. Well, he forces the turnover. This one fired across. And man, the Finns are absolutely working this puck, trying to keep it alive. And they're trying to find something to do. Now the Finns, they have it at the blue line. Man's without the stick. Shot fired, blocked. And well, back down the other way it goes. 40 seconds to go. 4-on-4. 4:31 to go in this second period of play. We've got a total of less than 25 minutes of actual ice time left for both teams to determine how this 2-1 game ends. Finland sets up the attack. They go around the boards now to their own blue line again here as well. That puck came all the way out of the zone. You've got them trying to set up an attack. And Fred, I do not dabble. I do not dabble. There's 4 minutes to go in the second period. This one's going to be turnover. Shot fired. Save made by Alnefelt. And then the Swedish defender and the Finnish attacker come crashing through the crease. Now they're going to look to go here as this one's going to be back to the point. Shot fired and blocked in front once again. 3 minutes 40 seconds to go in this second period. And look at that, bang, what a save there. And look at Lundell working in. Shot, nice little shot, saved by Alnefelt, and then all of a sudden, yeah, the crease crashing happening here on the rebound. Good kick save by Alnefelt, or attempt, but instead he takes out the Finnish attacker. 3:40 to go in the second period. This one's going to be back behind the net. Bjornfoot out there, I believe, with now Broberg once again, 5-on-5. Broberg now taking a couple of more minutes in the second period. Good to see him out there when it matters most. See the coach trusting him. I mean, he should. He's the captain after all. And now Finland turns over the puck after Sweden had it temporarily on the forecheck. 3:20 in this second period. Let's take it home. It's not an all-time high. I know. Yes, that's it's crazy, but trust me, I'd have to come up with that kind of money first. Now I have no clue what's going on here in this Sweden-Finland game. Finland's just getting in the face of Sweden. Sweden's getting in the face of Finland, and it is getting ridiculous now as there's going to be a lot of 4-on-4 play here in this third period. I am sure of it. As ladies and gentlemen, just want to say we have crossed 2,200 views this hour. Insanity to me. Actually, hold on. Pardon me. That is not accurate. We have crossed a total of, this hour, up to 38 views already. 2,200 views last hour, by the way. Now, Alnefelt getting it going. And we're just going to remove that. 3:09 to go in this second period. Finland taking the fight to Sweden, getting physical. I mean, their first idea of lulling Finland or Sweden to sleep didn't work. Sweden ended up taking a 2-0 lead. Puck scrambled in front, hit a Swedish defender or attacker. Pardon me, I'm getting that all crossed up today. But you know what? Back the other way now. Sweden turns it over in their own zone to get the attack started, and Finland turns it over at their own blue line, and now they get it going. And there's a lot of intensity on those stick battles. You look at those guys digging in that extra half-inch more to try and make it a little bit more painful if they don't come up with the puck. The attack working into the Finnish zone now. Viro back there for Finland. He's going to work back out of his zone, fire the puck up, and now Finland back into the Swedish zone just outside of 10 seconds left above the 2-minute warning. Mark? What am I trying to say? I'm not sure. Puck blocked in front, and you've got Sweden scrambling up the puck. That's Soderstrom throwing a hit. This game, oh yeah, there's a little bit of desperation, I think, Jeff. I think that's the word I'd be looking for as well, to be with the intensity, is the desperation has required the intensity to stand up. And that's a big hit on Andre. And looks like the Finland guy is going to try and give him a stick check to the old knees while he's down. And 1:52 to go. Sweden will be on the power play for the rest of this period should they not score. And yes, sirree, you'll love to see what's happening here as both teams starting to get a little overreactive to things as Akurati comes around and absolutely, well, that's a moving screen or a pick or whatever you want to say, and that's not illegal to play in hockey, as he absolutely twists and turns. Poor Andre. Alright, let's go. 1:49 to go in the second period. Puck down the ice. Akurati there for interference for 2 minutes. Now Finland turns it over into the Sweden zone. They're going to play it back to their defense. Got to see something here. 1 goal on 3 attempts so far on the power play for Sweden. $1:39 left in the power play. Raybro, welcome in. And now you've got this going back here as it's going to go down the boards. Lucas Raymond there to play it, but he can't get it. The Finns fire it out. And now we're just going to go back this way as Soderstrom there. 1:09 to go. 1:16 in the power play. Raybro, hope your afternoon's been all right. Let me know how John's stream was. I know he was having quite a little stream there earlier, but 199 people stopping by. That's all right. A little intense rivalry here. Never hurt that. And now Michael's saying, how did he not score that? It'll be interesting to see what happens here. Is now Sweden, because I'm on my 30-second delay, in on the attack. They're going to try and turn this puck over. The Finns, they can't get it out. And this puck, played there by Gunler, doesn't get it going. Now back the other way. Finland, the one-timer shot. Oh, man. All he had to do was roof it. And I think that was a pad save by Alnefelt. I don't know. That looked awkward. Alnefelt was down out and he just stuck his pad out strong. 19 seconds to go in the second period. We should be able to get a replay of that before the period's over. Broberg's out there on the ice now. He's going to come up with this puck, play it across, and Sweden looks like they're going to be content to get one more shot. Saved by Pyrin. He'll play it out. 3 seconds to go. And that's it. That's all she wrote for this period. And yeah, Austin, that's the hard part for us as Oilers fans, right? Broberg might not be looking as good as he normally is advertised, but he's looking good despite being injured. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to load up the other pack of commercials here for you. We're going to see what we can get going, as that's Shorts V2. Let's go with Shorts V1 for this intermission commercial break while I go use the washroom. Shorts for streams. There we go. And let's get it going.
It's Dolynny TV. You may be wondering why I'm standing out here in nothing but a tank top in about minus 15 degrees Celsius weather. Well, let me put it to you this way. Why do people cheer for the Calgary Flames? Exactly. Some things just don't make sense. This is Dolynny TV. If you're ever wondering why the green screen behind me for the Dolynny TV logo word art back on the set on Dolynny TV videos is always messed up, well, consider this. In the same room, I can literally shadow box myself. Come on. You gotta be kidding me. If that doesn't give you a reason why, everything would be messed up sometimes. This is Dolynny TV. For those of you that don't know, this is the whole room that the whole set is in, right? The green screen, the jerseys, the stand-up bookcase, the pucks, the pictures, everything's in a certain situation on the other wall. However, there's stuff like this hanging up on the other walls. Yes, you've already seen a blank wall. I gotta figure that one out. There's stuff like this, and then suddenly there's stuff like this on the floor that you may remember from the old set. Gotta figure something out. You wanna help me figure that out? Let's figure that out. This is Dolynny TV. You thought these things were over, but don't you worry, there's this one still. What's the point of this one? I'm not entirely sure. Other than I probably need to still fill up my glass of water before I come on down to resume the stream. So, as I sit here and natter on about absolutely nothing, oh, wait, there I am, I better go now.
I like that pack simply because I know how to time it very well. That's what I'll tell you. I've done that very well in the past couple of live streams. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dolynny TV. This is live game coverage of Sweden versus Finland. And this is, of course, a 2-1 lead for Finland after for Sweden after the second period of play. My bad. You'd think I'd know what I'm doing, right? But I clearly don't, as I can't even get the score correct. Let's quickly recover from what's been a crazy second period in which Finland started taking it. Yes, they had a goal called back. The shots still don't seem to make sense, according to what I know. 15-3 for Finland, or for Sweden is what it looks like. Anton Lundell with 3, Noel Gunler with 3. It was Henry Nikkanen getting the goal for Finland from Viro, and Brad Lambert getting it going for sure. And random, Sweden needs to take a timeout if this keeps happening in the third period. I don't know. Sweden, they collected themselves towards the end of that second period. And what am I trying to be there, Tim? I don't know. I'm just being my goofy self. That's generally what that's the general stuff I do at work. That's half the stuff I say at work. So that's just a little combination of everything that comes into my head in the afternoon and threw it together to make a pack, and worked out nice. I think it looks good. All right. Anyway, I can't explain myself because I'm something of something, that's for sure. But it was only a couple years ago that Linus Hugoson was assigning me stories for Pro Hockey Magazine. Today he's on a Swedish bench for the World Juniors. Oh, okay. Talk about a meteoric rise, no doubt, Chris Johnston. And then what else have we got going? 3 questions ahead of training camp. It's under 24 hours to go. And there is nothing much going on there for Twitter, so that's good. I hit the chat, my bad. And on to the third. Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. On to the third for sure here between Finland and Sweden. And yeah. Now there is not much going on here in this second period intermission. James Duthie, Bob McKenzie breaking it down. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at 83 likes on the stream. If you could potentially hit the like button if you're just joining the stream, and let's get it up to 85, that'd be fantastic. And let's see what goes on, Kevin. Looks like Sweden might pull it off. My grandfather is going for them. Oh, there you go. I got to be going for them because of our good old boy, Philip Broberg, who, if I have any stats on Philip Broberg, I wonder if I can pull anything up here on the box score on tsn.ca. And there's really not much. Like, they absolutely have nothing. They don't keep score plus minus. This is brutal. Nothing happening here, but Lucas Raymond, the player of the game so far, the 2 points on 2 big goals, the assist to Soderblom, and of course the big snipe show goal that made it 1-0 in that first period. I'm just going to run some numbers here, ladies and gentlemen, and we will get things going towards this third period. That is for sure. This bing bang boom. There we go, looking solid. And honestly, what I'm about to say may come to you as a shock, but today, depending on how the Team Canada live stream ends up going, we may very well see today become a record day on Dolynny TV for most views, most anything in a day here on the channel. So with that, if you want to, please come back for come back for the Canada stream, and you're in the stream right now and you haven't hit that subscribe button, I strongly consider you please hit that subscribe button and come back for the Canada game. It would be great to have you along. So far, you have all been great so far to have in this stream, so why not double up and do it again for the Team Canada game. And now you've got Johansson there, and he's a big kid. He is a big kid, that's for sure. Look at this guy. Bam. Oh, that's Soderblom. That's not Johansson. Okay, there it is. ABBA is the best, especially with the new remix out there. Ooh, I think I've heard like a couple live DJ remixes of ABBA, but I'd love to hear some actual remix, what you're talking about, Kevin. As we are up to 8,392 subscribers on the count right now, we are 8 away from 8,400. That would be absolute insanity. We may very well, before opening night of the NHL, hit that 8,500 mark. That was my goal for this tournament. So that would be great if you guys could help contribute to that. Again, you don't have to. I'm not begging you to. I just said if you could, that'd be great. And let's find out, Michael, if Oilers are a top 3 team in Canada's division this year, should they trade their first round pick to improve the team for the playoffs? Well, that seems like a good scenario to do, right? If you can gun up, but if you're going to trade a first round pick for a player of like Athanasiou's caliber, right? We traded 2 second round picks. It's not going to work out. So Tim, I'm going to default to your comment. Depends on who's available. That is exactly what I'd be saying. Like if you have an elite goaltender, right? Mike Smith's injured, so you're playing Forsberg, and something's going on, and you have an elite goaltender like Darcy Kemper or something available on the trade market, you dang well go out there and acquire Darcy Kemper or somebody for sure. That's all I'd say. Is you have the ability to, and if it's available, why not do it? But make sure you do it very right. That's for sure. At the end of the season, who do I think will be the top 4 Canadian teams? It is going to be Vancouver, Toronto, Edmonton, and one of the other 4. I'm not sure who the 4th is, whether you want to say Montreal does what everyone's predicting them to do, whether the Flames do what they're predicting to do. I only don't say the Flames because I don't want to see the Flames succeed. The Jets could scramble in there. Ottawa could be a great unknown if Tim Stützle shows as well as he has in this tournament and then shows up in the actual season. That could be very interesting for sure. And that's the other thing too, Tim. If there's contract rentals when it comes to the trade deadline, you want to make sure you know what you're getting for sure. Now, Yannick Weber's tryout with Nashville is officially official according to Cap Friendly. 1 goal lead, 30 seconds left in the 3rd period on the power play. Somehow Sweden gives up an odd man rush that went from 3-on-2 to 2-on-1 to 1-on-0. Luckily the 0, aka the goalie, saved the bacon. That's the kind of thing that turns the coach's face red and hair white. Well, that coming to you from the Cult of Hockey's Bruce McCurdy on Twitter. Anyway, we're waiting for this period to get back underway here. That would be nice if it could. I just want to get this game over with and then run for what's going to be a fun 3rd period, and of course what's going to be a fun hockey game between Canada and the Czech Republic this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness, we are about to run right past that 20,000 playback mark. That's insanity to me as well. And do the Oilers have enough to win the cup, Jeff? They absolutely do. They just need to commit to playing that team game that wins the cup, and that's the problem, is we have a lot of guys that might not want to do that. We have enough to win, but it's tough to say for sure. So now, Elmer Soderblom, let us know. And what else do we got going on? Professional tryout. And there you go. So, Tim, that's the fun part, right? Is there's a couple easier ones to predict in the Canadian division when it comes to the standings. But then, realistically, if you have 2 certains, if you know for sure, like if you're a guy that's going out there saying, there are 2 teams for sure, these are my 2 teams that will make it, you more than likely don't have a team 3-4, as Tim kind of alludes to, as it depends on this, but right, is like for sure it depends on this, but then you have your guys that it just doesn't make sense, and as Tim says, I have no clue when it comes to this team, and that's the fun part about it. And yes, Robert, absolutely, watching Slovakia win tonight against the USA would be huge. Team Canada walking into the rink, they're waving to everybody over top of 104th Ave as they walk in. And Ottawa, no, Montreal, man, Calgary, man. Well, that's what I'd like to see, but I mean, will that happen? It could be very interesting to see if Calgary musters up. They could do it very well. Montreal, who knows, and Ottawa, I think Tim Stützle has something in store for Senators fans to get excited about based on what I've seen at the tournament. That might be wishful thinking on my part, and that's fine and dandy. I'll take that, no problem. But end of the day, I just want to see the Canadian division be a little bit of a mess for the fun of it. And here we go, this one shot. Oof, man, McMichael was buzzing. Well, Tim, that's the thing, is Slovakia took the fight to Canada. I mean, Slovakia took the fight, and I mean, if they can do that, but man, does the USA have some offense, and all it takes is one shot to turn it around. That's the crazy part. X-Snipes coming in here, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I guess I gotta say the big thank you to Mr. X-Snipes Edmonton Oilers for making sure I can watch and live stream this tournament for you via his TSN account. And right now we find ourselves waiting for this period to get back underway. Mr. X-Snipes sees himself with almost half as many views on his Carter Savoy video as I ended up with today. Not insulting my viewers, I'm just saying he hit the hammer on the nail there. And let's see. Michael Stutzla versus Draisaitl will be fun. I mean, top line players for both clubs, depending who's on the wings with them, right? And the thought there could be a Battle of Ontario that actually is like the Battle of Alberta would be intense. That would be fun. Absolutely, Robert. That could be very interesting for us as Canadian fans. Dylan Holloway, Connor McMichael, Dylan Cousins, your top line for Team Canada. Quinn, Byfield, and Pelche, your second line. You've got Perfetti, Zari, Krebs, Mercer, Suzuki, and Tomasino, the fourth line. There you go. Is what it is. And I guess Alex Newhook is 50-50 to go for tonight's game. Sometimes short of heart. That could be, and Tim, that's the thing. If Slovakia comes in there and plays them tough, do they fold? It could be interesting. And Hansa, I think that's kind of why you're hoping Slovakia can win. And Slovakia, the effort they put in against Canada might be an effort at some point that wins them a couple extra games this tournament. And now's a game you need to win. So, right, that effort, if you put it together, could result in an upset against the U.S. in the quarterfinals. And I mean, hey, you know what? We haven't had an upset yet, and we might not have an upset at all, but it would be nice to see if we could get an upset. And Slovakia doing it, I think, after having Hansa cheering for them in the chat, I think I could stomach that all day. And too bad our best player is out for Team Canada. I don't know. Our best player here in Team Canada. Not hurting us too bad so far. Kirby Dach, obviously, we'd love to have him, but as an Oilers fan, I mean, it doesn't bother me much watching Kirby Dach not in the tournament because, right, I don't want to see that guy succeed. He helped eliminate us in the play-ins, but it'll be what it'll be. And we'll battle through. As it'll be nice to see the Americans lose. Yeah, I mean, as Canadians it would be, but for the tournament-wise, who knows? And there you go. Officially official, Alex Newhook is listed as out versus the Czechs, and Nick Malik is in there to start for the Czech Republic squad. So there you go. Is what it is. As Bitcoin now rallies above 30,000 is the headline on Twitter. Interesting there. And haven't watched the WHAC, or I think the refereeing's been alright. I think a lot of players are just going out there and having a lot of fun, being a little bit over the top when it comes to drawing penalties and stuff, and I mean that might result in something. But the other side too is the IIHF is screwy, right? Their rules are way more, I don't know if enforced or way more stringent than, say, strict than the NHL. So what we're used to watching here in the NHL, not necessarily always going to be called the same in the IIHF. Alright, anyway. If I can make words, we'd be doing good. Top 4 teams should play a game of Catan to decide who wins the gold. Less risk of injury. Kevin? Honestly, I've never played Catan in my life. Quite honestly. And man, this is taking forever to get back to action here. I'd like to get back to action and get this third period done with, but the way these commercials are running, it's just no chance there at all of that happening anytime soon. I guess we'll have to stomach it though and find our way through for sure, but we'll get her done. It would be nice to be done these commercials, and they go right straight into another one. Oh my goodness, brutal. Anyway, gotta finish this. I'm just getting anxious. I just want to get to that Canada matchup. It's 3:24, so I've got a total of maybe 15 minutes quick turnaround time to get live for the Canada game as soon as this stream ends. So that's the tough part. Henry Niikanen, his second goal of the tournament from Emil Viro and Brad Lambert scoring the goals. And now you have these guys going. And yes, commercials pay the bills. It's not that the commercials annoy me, it's just they slow things down, and that makes me take a little bit more time. And Sam, as Broberg looked slow, he's slowing down as the game progresses, and that's as expected with the injuries. And man, actually Sweden, Finland, there's been a lot of hate going there. Alnefelt actually got it from one of the Finnish players, and yeah, you have the Andre interference penalty. Aku Radi can't believe it, but come on, dude. Don't be that dumb. Let's get this going. Anton Lundell in the face-off dot for Finnair, flying with Finnair. Let's see. Can Lucas Raymond and the Swedes, Philip Broberg, clutch up and get the job done, or are we going to see an end of this hockey game for Finland as a winning result? 1955 will tell us what happens. 2 seconds left on the power play. Finland back in their defensive zone, sees the puck go through the crease on the Swedish pass, and Lucas Raymond not backing down. He's not afraid to throw a hit. He's looking good. Now Philip Broberg out there. He's looking to get something greased up and potentially score a point or two in this game. Has he haven't even had a point since his point against 3-point night to open up the tournament? I don't think so. This shot save, kick save there by the Swedish netminder. Now back. Ulnfelt has to make another save. Glove save that time. 19:17 to go. And again, the Finns and the Swedes engaging in the physical battle, throwing bodies around. And look at this. There's a couple of nervous Swedish fans right there, that's for sure. And now, the Finnish fans as well. Everybody's got white walls. All these Finnish fans have white walls. That's the interesting part to me. I mean, what do I got? I got white walls surrounding me, but you'd have to figure it out. Alright. Thanks for the Canadian game. Alright. That's for the Canadian game. Okay, sorry. I thought that said thanks for the Canadian game, Tim. I'm like, what? So here we go. Aku Radi behind the Swedish net. He forces the play to the blue line. That's turned over to a Swedish player there who's going to get ridden into the boards and not off the puck fully, thankfully. As that one recruits the Finns to come out of their own zone. And down the ice it goes. That will be an icing. And Finland starts, Jeff, to your point, the third period the same way they started the second, taking the fight right to Sweden and forcing them to have to maybe not play the game they were used to playing earlier in the tournament that they haven't exactly played since the Russian game, where they backed down against the Russians, and I think losing that edge over everybody else in the tournament really cost them. I guess we'll see how it pans out. As now, you've got a face-off here in the Swedish defensive zone. It's going to be won and played off the boards, and it is going to go down the ice once again and be yet another icing against the Swedish side. Well, that didn't work so well. 7 points in 43 games with Karpat last year. So Topi Niemela was playing with Jesse Puljujärvi last year. Keep that in mind. And now you've got them working it out. 7 points in the preliminary round was the team lead for Niemela on the Swedish or Finnish side. 18:30 to go in this, well, third period. And now you've got them, the Finns, trying to bust out of their own zone. Headman pass ahead, and that will be an icing call against the Finnish side. And now both teams just looking lazy with gut passes through the neutral zone, not hitting anyone. And yes, Tim, yeah, the bubble is an all-Canadian referee pool. That's the interesting part. The first time ever that has happened. 18:20 to go in the third period. Face-off won and butchered there by the blue liner for Sweden. It'll be turned back, and was that Bjornfoot and Broberg? I think that was Broberg that butchered it at the blue line. Interesting note there. Now played back in. Broberg looking for a pass. Or is that not Broberg? Is that the other guy, the 7th D-man? I don't know. This one's going to go back the other way, and Finland, the shot fired, saved by Alnefelt. And now Finland again, they are now suddenly strong on the board. 17:46 to go. They've got possession. They fire a puck. It gets through. Hits Olnefelt in the way. And, well, he makes another save, whether it be pretty or not. And now Finland once again out shooting Team Sweden in this one. 17:30. 2.5 minutes gone in this third period. Still nothing solved for either team. Shot, save, or missed over top of the net. Olnefelt leaping at it after going down into the butterfly. Finland there, they chip it ahead, but back into their zone. Sweden chips it in. Now you've got Holtz coming after that puck. Raymond bending around the net to try and get that puck there. It's going to go all the way past the Swedes and not be an icing. They could have touched it. Instead, they chose to take the icing. And backdoor. Oh my goodness. What a save. What a save by Olnefelt, making a gorgeous one. Backdoor tippity-tap one-timer pass, and, well, man, how do you not score that? As the forecheck comes up strong for Finland, backdoor, and, man, the man comes crashing, does Raymond to make the dive and play. But a save there after what was a beauty of a play by Finland. Brad Lambert all over the ice so far in this tournament for Finland. Here comes Heinola back the other way. Shot, fired, saved by Olnefelt. And yeah, Sweden suddenly getting sloppy with the puck, and it's costing them 3 minutes into this third period. Best chance of the game, I think, for Finland in terms of something not going in the back of the net. And they come up empty there. So now Niemela is going to find this puck. They're going to whack it around to the Finns, but Sweden's going to whack it out of the zone. And that's all dandy and comfortable now as we take home what's going to be the rest of this hockey game. Ooh, as I just have the pink lemonade kind of bubbling up there. 16:35 to go in this third period. The puck worked, shot down the ice and around the boards by the Finns. They're in on the attack. The Swedes really struggling to keep up with them along the boards now for whatever reason. I'm not comfortable seeing that. Bernard, welcome back into the stream. I hope to see you in the Canadian game. That one off of Purinen, who will have to play it. He will see it along the boards. And now the Swedes go strong against the boards, that's for sure. And Marcus, what do I think about the future of German hockey? Gold medal game 2022 versus Canada at the Olympics, guaranteed. I don't think any other national team really likes that it's an all-Canadian refereeing pool, Jeff, but is what it is at the end of the day. You have to make things work, and everybody agreed to it, so it works, and here we play a tournament. Is this one blocked in front? Oh my goodness, Sweden puck management, come on. Don't wimply backhand it out. Make sure you get it out, although they've been very good with point shot, block shots. This one deflected there by Finland. And 15:20 to go in the third period. This one, the chippiness has kind of been lost all of a sudden, right? Nobody's taking those extra greasy shots a few seconds late. So Finland maybe trying to get in there and win this hockey game. Niemela stands up a man charging at him. Broberg luckily faces off a man so he doesn't have to take a hit there either. Now Sweden in on the attack. Nicely tied up there by Niemela though. And Finland, hard not to cheer for the effort they've put in after kind of going down quickly in that late half of the first period. Now, puck there. They're going to find this one. They're going to work it out of the zone. Does Soderblom, who's getting all kinds of work, but he's got way too much strength on the puck to get moved off. That is a heck of a player. Backhand, and I mean, way too big of a stick to be trying that move. Come on, Soderblom. And now Raymond to the net, and yep, here we go. We've got a man throwing his body. You've got Soderblom getting in there, and oh yeah, here we go. There's the nasties. It just took a whistle. It just took a whistle. That's all it took. There we go. 14:20 to go in the third period. Lucas Raymond in on the net. Nice backhand opportunity. It gets poked away. And then look at this. They go to cover the puck. And yeah, it is what it is. And now Soderblom. This guy moved to the net. Way too big of a stick to be trying that backhand cut to the net move. You just got to shoot that puck. The puck goes out of play. 14:14 to go in this third period. Nice to see things bouncing up here on the stream again, ladies and gentlemen. We are currently sitting potentially a total of only a few views away from 13,000 on the live stream. That is craziness to me. 13,000 on the live stream, considering the Canadian live stream is still the best one of the tournament so far at 20,000. But Sweden versus Finland coming in at, well, what do you have it? All the way at as much as we are. That's kind of crazy to me. 14 minutes to go in this third period. 3:35 to go in time, actual time. So we got until we have to be live for the 5 o'clock game. It's 4:30 start time that game. So we'll see how it all matches up, as now you've got Sweden getting in on the attack behind their own net, trying to dig a puck free and get an attack started the other way. But Finland hard on the pucks, keeping the forecheck going, and they've been effective. They've met Sweden at their own game and done a great, excellent effort doing it. Now a man goes for a change, leaving 4 on 5. Puck comes out of the zone, but don't worry, Vinny Heinola's got it managed just in time. 3:19 or 13:19 left in the third period. Finland now suddenly really dictating the pace of play in this game. Yeah, Finland's had a couple of great chances this period. Sure, Sweden has too, but Finland's kind of saying what's up in terms of the direction this game goes, as they're all over those loose pucks. In Finland, they lose that one there, but right away they turn it back over and fire it into the Swedish zone. Now Sweden back the other way. They've got some room to skate it. They're going to turn back. Finland not giving them many passing options once they enter below the dots, and that's been an impact as well throughout this second and third period. Marcus, how's Broberg doing? He's all right. He's been good. Problem is he's slowed down and he's hurting based on that injury that he's had all tournament. He's gutting it out though, and it's going. And Bernard, the Finns are big and fast. Well, so is Sweden. That's the thing. So is Sweden. So there shouldn't be a reason Sweden is getting back down here. Sweden's got some size and they should be able to use it just as effectively. I think realistically it's just coming down. Finland wants it more right now. Absolutely. And Christopher, you want to see the match? Well, I want you to see the match too. You can go to tsn.ca/live and sign up for a game pass there, or a day pass, or a month pass, and get something set up so as you can actually watch this tournament for sure. So now you got Soderblom getting spun around. 11:56 to go in this third period, as the clock just keeps ticking. That's all I got to say. Now we got to see what happens. Sacramento versus the Toronto Raptors, Friday at 9:30 Eastern on TSN. Interesting there that they're advertising a game a week ahead of time, but I guess you got to get excitement up when the Raptors suck as bad as they do. 11:31 to go. Lucas Raymond trying to come up with this puck on the near side wall inside the Finnish zone. He can't. Finland turns back. They're going to get the attack going possibly. No, never mind. Holtz turns them back, and now Raymond again on the forecheck. And this one's going to be moved up through the middle. Nice neutral zone pass. Shot save by Alnefelt. Isaac, you're going for Sweden. They've got the lead. It's 2-1. And again, men are throwing the body in front. Bernard, cable's going to serve you well, I'm sure. Well worth it for sure. Alright, there's activity upstairs. Let's see what we got going as we are cruising into the later stages of this live stream. Currently, what does it say on the clock? 11:11 to go. Oh, baby. Yes, sir. And what do we got? As we are sitting currently at 78 viewers. All right. Surprise, surprise. There we go. We're all the way up to 78 once again. That's awesome. Can someone pour me a Jack and Coke, please? JJC? Well, there you go. You're getting ready for the Canada game, clearly. Sweden's got this, Isaac. Well, we're hoping Sweden's got this. That would be good for them, as Philip Broberg does need to be in the gold medal game. We desperately need Philip Broberg in the gold medal game if we're Edmonton Oilers fans, which this is what Dolynny TV is. If you're just tuning in, Dolynny TV is all Edmonton Oilers all the time. That's all I got to tell you. Let's see what we got. Alex Newhook is listed as out, so that is the latest update there. And we find ourselves at 8,392 subscribers now. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind dropping that subscribe to come back for the Canada game, that'd be greatly appreciated, as we find ourselves only 8 off of the goal of 8,400, and of course the tournament goal is 8,500. As I get TSN twice a year, once for the IIHF and 2 for the IIHF World Championship. Michael, that's an alright idea. 2 good times, and 2 good times I'm going to have to get Mr. X Snipes to help me out once or if the Oilers are eliminated. As this one, Finland battling the puck. Now Sweden turns it over. They're going to get it out at their blue line. They're going to fire it into the Finnish zone. Since I wonder, is Holloway playing in the A or playing for the Oilers? Holloway will be playing back at college. Finland, they're going to the power play. 10:32 to go in this period. And this could be the moment for Finland that determines this hockey game, what they do on this power play here. Can't wait to watch Stützle with Sens, let me tell you. That's going to be fun, even as an Oilers fan. 10:16 to go, third period, and Finland trying to set up an attack out of their own zone. And there we go, Sweden's not going to touch that puck. Here we go. Absolutely. Guys, help out my moderator, X Snipes. He is the man helping me be able to watch this game. So if you can, give him that subscribe. I mean, I know it's not a good look to have guys asking for the subscribe in the comments section, but he's the one helping me live stream this by allowing me access to the TSN account. So now, you know what? Sweden goes to the penalty box. It's 2-1 Sweden midway through the third period. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see what else we got going on here. If you want some commercial entertainment, may I suggest to you this playlist of hockey fights. I know I've been doing it, but I want everybody to check that out. Nobody really knows the history of Dolynny TV that well, I don't think. So I want you to check that out and get informed. As currently on the live stream, we are roughly 400 views off. 400 views off of 13,000. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we need to get to action here. Sweden, Finland, Lucas Raymond. The score has not changed. Lucas Raymond has 4 shots. Hugo Oldenfeld, 21 saves on 22 shots. Kari Pirinen, 16 saves on 18 shots. That's it. That's all. So let me see if I can help out our Russian friend here on the commercial break and get something going. And there you go. You're just asking if there's guys from Russia here. There's a lot of Canadians in the stream, I'm sure, and some Swedes, some Finns. I wonder what we'll have, as I'm excited to see Matt Murray for the Sens. That could be interesting as well. Now, hone in. Time to kill. Penalty kill upcoming, and now for the Swedes is the first save. Oldenfeld makes it. He's now made 19 shots against for a total of 18 saves. Who y'all want to win? Pauline, we're going for Sweden here. We need Philip Broberg to win this one. 9:35 to go in the third period. $1.40 on the power play. Now Finland moves it down. They're going to find it behind the net. And, well, now back to the point it goes. Here's Niemela. He's got it. He's going to go back to the half-wall option far side. They're looking for that cross-slot shot from Brad Lambert that worked so well against the Canadian squad. Lambert, now he's going to rifle the shot maybe. Think about it. Backdoor tippity-tap. Glove save by Oldenfeld on the flutter-by one-timer from the Finnish cross-seam shot. Look at this. Brad Lambert, he has got some hockey sense. Does he ever? Save made. And what a play there by Oldenfeld to get over. Yeah, they're not looking too impressed. Finland sticking their tongue out thinking, man, we could have had something. 9:12 to go. And they're apparently going to go get a glove fixed up for Oldenfeld here. I think Canada and the USA fight for gold. I'm hoping Canada and Sweden fight for gold in this tournament. Let me tell you, 9:12 determines that, though, if Sweden's going home or if they're going on to the semifinals and a guaranteed medal game. Brad Lambert trying to figure out what's going on here. It's Brad Lambert, the Canadian Finn. That's the fun part there for Brad Lambert, who, you know what, he'd still be a very good hockey player on Team Canada, but he's a very good hockey player on Team Finland, that is for sure. And Michael, you're going in there with a goal. Interesting. Okay, as Alnefelt gets his glove tuned up. And now we're about to find out, ladies and gentlemen. I will let you know. That's the problem with being delayed. 9:12 to go. And Finland trying to find the puck. We're going to go down. Back to the half wall option. Spin play. Shot. Oof. Rifle of a shot. Absolute rifle of a shot there. And that's a huge one. 2-2 the hockey game. Oh my goodness. That had some whip to it. And that ties this one up in the late stages. 8:56 to go. Now we've got a game, Tim. My goodness, do we ever. Anton Lundell scores a huge goal, gets the head rubs. And look at this one. Off the half wall, spinorama pass, and he just absolutely rifles it past them. Nuts. Absolutely insane. Shot goes in. And yeah, Anton Lundell can't believe it. And now suddenly we've got a 2-2 hockey game with less than 9 minutes to go. And heaven forbid we can't have some more time. And I don't know what those Finns in the top left corner of the TSN feed. I don't even know if they're wearing shorts. But they're all celebrating some hockey goals there, that's for sure. And gut check time for Sweden. Yeah, it's now next goal scored could be sending the other team that gets scored on home. And that's the fun part about this World Juniors quarterfinals. It's elimination time now. 8:30 to go. Next goal is the big one. Holtz in on net. Holtz has been rather quiet all tournament, I think. This one. Niederbach looking for it. Backdoor Broberg. Fans on the one-timer. That, if that's what hurts Sweden, my goodness, good night. And Holtz scores with Raymond in a random system. Well, that'll be alright. As this one deflected over on the shot from the point. Sweden looks tired. Philip Broberg's definitely tired. He's hurt. He's hurting, I guess you should say. Throw in the ing on there. 7:57 to go in this game. This one's going to be played ahead by Soderstrom. Anton Lundell's fourth goal of the tournament. Turned over by Finland. Now Sweden sets up the attack. Heinola gets the assist. I thought it was Niemela that played that puck at the point, but I guess not. Let's see. Soderstrom going to go down. Gunler's there. You've got this along the near side half wall. Now it goes behind the boards. Gunler on his horse trying to get that puck. He's going to see it go to the blue line. Kept in barely by Sweden and now poked out. And now Sweden's getting a little bit more desperate. Alnefelt plays it through the legs of Soderstrom. This one goes up in the middle or nowhere, but that is met by a Swedish stick. Luckily, there's Soderblom. Soderblom in on net. He's going to pass it back. Shot saved by Pyörinen. 7:06 to go. Broberg sees that puck. Rifle shot across. Can't get it going. And now you've got another chance here. One-timer from Broberg. Misfires. Stick blows up. And that one came in front of the net again. Soderblom couldn't find a stick on it. Back flipped in on Alnefelt. He'll make a dump save. 6:47 to go. Suddenly the Swedes have waken up and they're taking it to Finland, who have kind of been back on their heels the last minute or so since that goal. Now we got to see if they can get it going. As there it is, turned back. Sweden again on the attack. 6:25 to go. You can't expect this to be sustained the rest of the game out of Sweden. They are maximizing the effort to try and get the goal now and then allow themselves to grind it out, it looks like anyway to me, as they keep turning pucks over. They are feisty. They are firing. 6:12 to go in this third period. Now for Sweden and Finland tied 2-2. The shot's 27-20 between Finland and Sweden. Hudson, you're back just in time. We're inside the last 6 minutes, the last 360 seconds of this hockey game. Yeah, that doesn't seem like a very long time at all, does it? Michael, you're going for Lundell or Brad Lambert scoring the game winner. It'll be interesting to see. And Teston, who scored the second goal for Finland, it was your captain, Anton Lundell, getting the job done. Gunler, he's going to work across the line, fire the shot, glove save by Pyörinen, and here we go. We've got some nasties once again. Levi, you're all pumped about Lundell. Ladies and gentlemen, 2-2 late in this hockey game. Let me tell you, now is crunch time for both sides. and it is crunch time here on Dolynny TV for us to finish off what's been an awesome live stream so far. 12,750 of you tuning in at one time or another. Appreciate everybody coming on by tonight so far, and I look forward to us clutching up an insane Team Canada live stream. It's going to be a gooder. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in and you want to come back for that Team Canada live stream, may I suggest, I'm not asking, may I suggest you hit that subscribe button and stick around for what's going to be a fun game against the Czech Republic for us Canadians. Finland, they've got it tied, and now it's a matter of what happens here the rest of the way home. I'm looking forward to Finland putting in a good effort. I'm looking forward to Canada putting in a good effort later tonight, my bad. And of course, looking forward to Sweden finishing things off this afternoon against Finland. Let's find out exactly what happens. I guess that's going to be the hard part, is determining a winner in a 2-2 game late with less than 6 minutes to go. And that shift by Anton Lundell to score that goal, that's the shift of the game so far. That's why we are where we are. The snipe show shot from Lundell gets it going. And now you've got a depleted bench on Sweden after maximizing the effort the last 2.5 minutes. Is it Finland's time to strike again and strike good and make it a 3-2 hockey game? There's been predictions, right? I predicted a 4-2 game for Sweden, so could we see a 4-2 game for Finland? Quite possible. Inside the last 5.5 minutes to go. Jordan, welcome in. As Sweden all over, scrambling in the Finnish zone. There's a shot fired. Pyörinen tries to make the save. Shot fired over top and out of play. There, 5:17 to go in this third period. The shots 27-22 for Finland in the late goings of this third period. I'm just going to quickly check something here. My man X Snipes, where are you sitting at? You are sitting at 226. Heck yeah, buddy. And we're sitting... Oh my goodness, it's getting intense now. You better believe it, it's getting intense. John, Hot Take Hockey, up over 230 some odd viewers. That's excellent for him. Good to see the hockey community alive and buzzing this afternoon for Finland and Sweden. And that only leaves hope that we're going to have one heck of a live stream between Canada and the Czech Republic in the quarterfinals. Shot saved by Pyörinen. 5:03 to go in the third period. This one battled down and knocked down is the man there. And back the other way comes the puck. Heinola in on the attack for Finland. Now it's Brad Lambert, who we were talking about moments ago, with the puck. We've got a chance here. The dog's going to lose his mind at the neighbors across the road. 4:44 to go. That means a total of less than 300 seconds to be played in this hockey game. And you want to talk about that's a lot of seconds for things to change. But that's also not much time to do anything impactful except for get a couple of shots and hope they go in. Jordan, welcome in the live stream as we've got 4:27 to go in this third period. Carrying us home, the dog barking upstairs. Soderstrom tips it. Nice play to get it past the oncoming Finnish attacker. Now the puck played out of the zone. It's going to be met there by a Swedish stick. Moved ahead. 5-on-1 into the offensive zone of the Swedish attack. Shot saved. Josh and I just got 19 kills on Fortnite Air Royale. My goodness. Crushing it, X. Chase, you're hoping Sweden wins. So am I. It would be nice to watch them go. Right now, Finland setting up the attack, wasting precious seconds, trying to whittle down to get that last minute goal, potentially. 3:40 to go in the third period of hockey here. Soderblom looking for the puck. He's going to try and make his man make a mistake. 3-man support behind the goal line. Now worked out of the Finnish zone. Back in. Shoved ahead by Soderblom. He's going to try and force this one in the middle. It's not going to happen. And you've got yourself inside the last 3:30 of this third period. And now in on the attack come the Finns. They're going to spin around a shot this into the middle of the ice. It's not going to work. Now fired out by the Swedes. Back to his stick at the middle of the ice by the Finns who hammer it in. Go for a line change. Philip Broberg out there. 3:04 to go. Johansson will take over for Broberg. And now we start away with the Swedish transition games through the neutral zone. They'll dump it in. That's what they haven't done much of lately. But now Holtz takes it on the forecheck. He can't come up with the puck. Soderstrom can't keep it in. And this will be an icing call against the Finns. 2:45 to go in the third period. Interesting times here as we see not only the clock tick down, but of course the time tick down towards the game against the Czech Republic and Canada. Exciting times here on Dolynny TV. Nervous times, as Philip Broberg could very well be done in 2 minutes and 45 seconds time or in overtime. The Swedes, they had that good response though, Jeff. They responded well against the Finns scoring that goal, maximized effort, but now the Finns coming on strong here late in this game. The shot save, blocked maybe, I don't know. Somehow it didn't go in the net, and it's back the other way. Lucas Raymond on the ice for Sweden. Alexander Holtz fires the shot off the shoulder of Pernin, who makes another save. His, well, now 21st of the game. This shot saved by Olnefeld. He'll play it down. And now you've got Kosmer playing the puck. Haven't noticed him much tonight. Down the boards it goes against Pernin, who plays it behind his own net. Viro there. 2 minutes inside the last 120 seconds to go. This is crunch time for sure. No doubt about it. Broberg out there in the time when it matters most. Not physically engaging fully because he is injured, but playing effective enough hockey, I guess. $1:45 less to go. This one off the side of the net. I don't know what that hit, but it didn't go inside. Minute 37 to go in this third period. Puck dumped into the Finnish zone. Now inside of minute 30. This game may be going to OT here. $1:25 to go. Pernin doing his thing, standing sideways in front of the crease. And he's just trying to interfere with the Swedish attacker, deking his man out. And now this puck all the way down. That will be not nicing. Shot fired wide. $1:10, 70 seconds, 65, 65 seconds to go. Now inside this third period, and how about that? The final minute of play, the Finns rip a shot from the point. It deflects but does not go through. The Finns, they've got all the momentum here in the last minute and a half. Vinny Heinola standing in. He's not getting it going now. He's going to dance around. The shot fired, blocked in front. This one's going to down the ice, and Finland's going to try and clutch it up here. This one shot fired, deflected there by Olnefeld. It stays in. Broberg loses his man, and that is going to be shot saved there. 32 seconds to go, ladies and gentlemen. The chat's going off. Big shot. Side of the net. Broberg and wrap around. Olnefeld beat, and that is a 3-2 goal. 23.3 seconds to go. Finland on the wraparound scores. Wow. What a finish in the last minute 30. Absolute pure dominance by the Finns gets the job done. And yeah, you better be celebrating. That is insanity out of them. And what is the Swedes goaltender doing? Well, he gets beat off a skate. And then he gets scrambling around by the looks of it. Goes to make this play. Goes back behind the net, and he gets turned around there. Shot goes wide. He can't scramble back. He's in the... Oh, man. Yeah, there's no getting up, that's for sure. Finland gets it done. And look at that. Olnefeld, he doesn't even have a clue where the puck is. Why did he just hit down? Well, he went to split save it and ended up falling right on his butt. Not much he was going to do there except be out of position trying to get up. Ay. That's tough, the Finns. But, ladies and gentlemen, the game's not over. Nobody said the game is over. It is what it is. Alright. That's tough. 23.3 seconds to go. Let's see what goes on here. Finland won. What? Really? There's now a timeout for Sweden. 24.9 seconds. We're going to have an empty net. Actually, timeout's done. Okay. 6 men on the ice for Sweden. Empty attack. Yeah, it's not over on my screen yet. Not over on my screen. This one shot down the ice. Sweden getting this going. Finland in on the attack. And now 8 seconds to go. Shot fired down the ice. 3.4 seconds to go. It's an icing call. And that's pretty much going to do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, while I've got you, what I want to tell you is come back for the Team Canada game. Best way to do that is hit the subscribe button and enjoy what is going to be a solid game between Canada and the Czech Republic. And let me tell you, the guys I'm cheering for are going to win that hockey game. Canada against Czech Republic, no way. It's going to be upset. Game over, tough, hard fought though. Well, it's tough. As man, tough go there for Team Sweden, who just the wheels fell out late in the game. And that's it. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. Finland scores. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to get the stream ready for Canada, and we'll be back live in about 25 minutes here on Dolynny TV. Please, if you can, hit that subscribe button, and let's get going for Canada versus Czech Republic.